Matt Wadsworth, let me introduce you to something that you've never been a part of, that you could very well soon be a part of, that right now, as I'm speaking, you are a part of. Welcome to Beyond Wrestling.
Denver, I'm glad to be a part. As you said, whole new concept in professional wrestling. Something entirely different that I know I'm unfamiliar with, and I can only imagine our fans at home watching this completely unfamiliar with. But some of the superstars they'll see tonight in Beyond Wrestling, they're definitely not going to be unfamiliar with. Right now, we're opening our action up. We got Spitfire Davey Vega and Dave Cole, of course, familiar to many as the champion of hybrid wrestling, currently looking to make quite an impression here in Beyond Wrestling.
Now, you said that Beyond Wrestling had a unique concept. Let me just touch upon that while we're in the opening moments of this match. Beyond Wrestling is really unlike any other wrestling promotion before it. I mean, I feel as though I'm leading people on incorrectly to even call it a wrestling promotion, because it's not a wrestling promotion. It's professional wrestlers coming together to wrestle for one another. There are no fans in the typical sense. You know, this isn't exactly what you would call a business. There have been some comparisons to say it's something similar to Wrestling Society X or Fight Club, and you know, I guess those are the closest things you could compare it to. But to pigeonhole it as one or the other is absolutely incorrect. I mean, you guys will see as this DVD unfolds.
Right now, unfolding, we have Dave Cole in control early on over Davey Vega. Spitfire not quite living up to that name as he finds himself backed into the corner by Dave Cole. That armbar. Referee Tony Modic right in there to call for the break, though. Ooh, that chop to the back.
I mean, Dave Cole, he's backing off and he's posturing for the wrestlers, because that's what the wrestlers want to see. But he better not give Davey Vega too much of an opening.
Davey Vega may not have the most respect of everyone in the room right now. But Dave Cole going with that boot to the midsection of that forearm, and he is in distinct control early on here in our opening matchup.
You know, it's funny that you touched on respect. I mean, that's really what it's all about, without sounding too cliched. And if there's anybody who values respect more than anybody else on the Beyond Wrestling roster, it's definitely Dave Cole. He's almost like that, not necessarily a stepping stone, but if you can beat Dave Cole, you have done something in Beyond Wrestling. That's absolutely 100% for sure.
And we see Dave Cole showing you exactly why that is considered. Those quick roll-ups, looking to counter that headlock by Davey Vega. We saw him go for that head scissors. Davey Vega managed to stay a step behind there.
Now, Davey Vega has a superb technical prowess. He is trained with many sessions with Chikara. His home promotion, the LWA down in St. Louis, I believe he's a part of a faction called the Submission Squad. So, pretty well-traveled, definitely well-versed in technical wrestling. Protecting himself from slaps, probably not the case, as you can see right there.
Yeah, I'm saying, we were talking about respect. Not too much being shown by Dave Cole. Davey Vega with that slap to the face, followed by that little cocky covered snap suplex, though. And only a 2 count on that hook of the leg.
That's not going to be enough to put Davey Vega away, but, you know, going for that pinfall, making him expend the energy to try and kick out, it's a good strategy by Dave Cole.
Indeed, trying to get the win early on in this matchup. And again, that forearm crashing down across the back. Cole now dropping down into that. Oh, well, I was going to say an STF, but he doesn't quite have the face locked in. He has it more by the hair.
That was a big mistake on Davey Vega's part. As he was crawling to the ropes, he left his foot in perfect position for Dave Cole to grab it. And Dave Cole, you know, he's no slouch with the technical holds either, obviously pulling out a cattle mutilation just like that.
Need that quick transition to the cattle mutilation. Tony Modic in there, but no submission. But Dave Cole, in switching between maneuvers, isn't giving the opening for Davey Vega to get away. Just transitioning from one move to another, keeping the hold in.
You're absolutely correct, and he's keeping away from the ropes too, so Davey Vega isn't even able to break the hold.
And that chop just echoing off the sternum of Davey Vega.
Breaking some blood vessels in his chest.
Vega, though, with the reverse of the Irish whip coming in. Nobody home as he looks for that high kick. And again with the knife edge shot from Dave Cole.
I mean, Dave Cole is unrelenting, and that's how you have to be in Beyond Wrestling. You know, winning is the most important thing that you can do, and our performers will do it at any cost, honestly.
But look at that counter into the submission. That armbar just like that out of the top, now rolling it over into a triangle choke.
Well, that could do it right there, but he's going to be careful to keep his shoulders off the mat.
Indeed, this isn't mixed martial arts. Triangle choke is nice, but you got to make sure you keep that shoulder off the mat so you don't find yourself in a pinning predicament. But he's got that leg perfectly positioned and reaching up to pull down on that head, trying to add the extra pressure. Dave Cole looking to pull himself out of it. He's a bad situation. That triangle stunk in deep, but just like that, exactly what we were talking about. He had to watch out, he found his shoulders down, and he had to let go of that triangle.
But you know what? You can see the damage that's been done to his arm. He was only able to lift him just a few inches off the mat before driving him down.
That was a lot longer than
And both men now struggling to get to their feet.
Cole up, but as you said, he was trying to shake out that arm. And that boot right across the face in the corner.
Yeah, but Tony Modic was right on top of it, making sure, he was right there with the 5 count. And Dave Cole, he respected the referee's decision.
And look at that, Dave Cole looking for that Irish whip, but instead making a short one. And look at the impact, the velocity. But the third time was one too many to the well, that forearm catching him. But now it's Cole up and over. And that knee right into the shoulder. You'll notice the placement, it wasn't even completely on the back of the head, catching the shoulder, pinning that arm in against the turnbuckle.
Well, I mean, that was dangerous enough that Tony Modic, obviously the referee, going to check on Davey Vega to see if he could even continue. Davey Vega said yes, but this could be it right here in the middle of the ring.
Not quite enough. Vega managed to kick out on 2. But Cole getting that opening, taking control once again. Vega has seen little moments here and there, but unable to keep a continuous offensive stream going. Reversal of the Irish whip now, looking to use that springboard, caught in wheelbarrow position. And look at that counter out, and the mule kick.
Definitely a questionable counter, But he's going to do what he's going to do to save the match for himself, you know what I mean? He can't be going down just like that.
And wisely got Tony Modic looking away before it happened.
And now
blatantly right across the throat, Tony Modic in there with the count as he breaks it on 3.
This isn't what Davey Vega needs to be doing, though. I understand that he's worn down, he's tired, he needs to catch his breath, whatever, but he needs to stay on top of Dave Cole. You did not see Dave Cole at any point giving any leeway, any room whatsoever, and this is what Davey Vega needs to do if he wants to defeat Dave Cole.
He's now pulling him up, side headlock, and look at that! Just bouncing that forearm across the face, right across the bridge of the nose.
Well, I mean, he had him in perfect position. You saw where Dave Cole's arms are located, trying to push Davey Vega's body away to try and get some separation from the headlock. He left himself open for that punch in the nose. And he's holding his nose right now. I've got to, imagine that that's going to affect his breathing throughout the rest of this contest.
You're going to make him cut off that breathing through the nose. Going to make him open his mouth. That scoop and a slam by Vega.
A big bad body slam. Well, he's going to go for the big bad body slam's brother? Couldn't even imagine what this could be.
Oh, he caught small package by Dave Cole. 1, 2. Only 2, and just like that, Davey Vega back up with that lariat to keep control.
There he goes for the pin. This could do it. 1, 2. Only a 2 count.
And shoulder up one more time. Some of our wrestlers at ringside taking issue with some of the naming of Davey Vega's moves.
Yeah, but Davey Vega can't concentrate on them. That's not who he's in the ring with right now. He's in the ring with Dave Cole.
That Irish whip on Cole. Vega looking for the clothesline. Nobody home. Back elbow underneath again. And that time he catches him in the sleeper, though. It looked like Cole might have had that opening, but he's got him center of the ring. Sleeper locked in. And Vega wisely getting on the back, so not only if Cole's going to get to the ropes, does he have to drag, now he's got to carry Davey Vega's weight. And Vega right like back. And once again, back to the turnbuckle. Vega one more time, right back onto the back.
Hey, this is what I said he needed to do. He's not allowing for any separation.
But look at that, Cole setting both men between the ropes, but Davey Vega holding on the outside.
That's how bad he wants it. That is how bad he wants it. Could you imagine the pain of the impact? Not only his weight, but his opponent's weight on his back, and he's still able to manage to hold the sleeper hold on. And Dave Cole's looking around.
And he finds that steel post to use to his advantage.
Well, I mean, that's great. You know, can you even call that ring awareness? Outside the ring.
Toe hold, though, dropping him face first onto those ringside steps.
Perhaps he didn't have a good enough awareness of his surrounding, or else he wouldn't have gone face first into those steps. He could be out of it right here. I think that if Davey Vega rolls him into the ring, that's going to do it.
Tony Modic on top of it, but letting both men down. Now it's Davey Vega up on his feet and just stalking Dave Cole, taking his time, taking a drink of water.
That's going to be a big mistake. That's going to be a big mistake. That's going to cost him. He's taking way too much time here. He can celebrate with the drinks after he's won the match.
Following him back in, finally hooking the leg. 1, 2.
Yeah, he definitely took too much time, because if he had gotten the pinfall right after he smashed his face off the steps, that would have been it. But, oh, Dave Cole, did you see that? Davey Vega turned his back to him and he chopped him.
Vega noted. Not give him so much time, not even worried about who's at ringside or anything. He needs to worry about Dave Cole in the ring with him.
Look how much Dave Cole wants this. He's trying to pull himself to his feet.
Just bouncing those kicks off the midsection, off the sternum, and now it's Vega once again just scraping the boot across the face of Dave Cole. Oh, head of steam and just driving his boot through one more time from the other side. Double knees right to the face.
Davey Vega saying he's going to finish the cycle.
Headed up into the corner, but Dave Cole's ready for it and catches him and drops him. Little roll of the dice, face first into that top turnbuckle. Half and half drops Davey Vega right on the back of his head.
He's dead. That's going to be it.
2.
How in the world did he kick out of that?
Somehow Davey Vega, I think on instinct, that may have just been his body, the nerves firing at that point.
Yeah, 'cause I think he was knocked out.
Now getting pulled to his feet. Dave Cole setting up for the Tiger Bomb. Davey Vega though countering out, fireman carry position.
I think that's going to do it.
1, 2.
See, he had to take the time to readjust his opponent. If he had landed with both of his shoulders flat on the mat as he had intended, I think that would have done it. But it just, he doesn't have the strength to perform that move directly into a cradle pin.
See now both men working to their feet. Cole up first, Davey Vega right behind him.
Cole looked like he was trying to escape the ring. Davey Vega throwing him right into the post.
Indeed reaching for that top rope, now setting up. He's countered out though, Cole pulling him in. Locking those arms.
Oh, the Tiger Smash!
Tiger Smash from Dave Cole.
Not enough to keep Vega away.
Thought for sure we had a pinfall right there after that Tiger Smash. Now Dave Cole saying he's headed up top.
1, 2, 3.
Cole up top, but Davey Vega catches that top rope, managing to have the ring awareness. Dropping across that top rope, Dave Cole left out to dry. Now Vega joining him, headed up top.
I don't like where this is going. Not one bit.
Two exchanging forearms. Cole though setting Vega off the top rope. Vega up and Dave right back into the corner before Dave Cole can go for anything.
I mean, Dave Cole sort of goaded him into that. It looks like he had something in mind.
See that headbutt setting up. Tiger Bomb! All the way from the top. 2, 3.
Oh! I can't even imagine the level of difficulty, the amount of skill necessary to be able to perform that match. And you hear these wrestlers in the background chanting BYE, beyond your expectations. It's maneuvers like that and situations like this that exceed the expectations of even the wrestlers. And when, as a wrestler, you can provide a moment of excitement for other wrestlers, boy, you know that you're doing your job.
See, that's what Beyond Wrestling.
It's going for the Orange Crush.
All about setting up. Orange Crush countered out.
Davey Vega trying to land on his feet, not enough steam, but still able to avoid Dave Cole, at least for the time being.
Back kick followed up by that one right to the side of the head.
Huge discus lariat.
Now cover 1, 2. Huge mistake. Does not hook the leg, but look at that right up to their feet.
Oh!
Vega dropping him right on that. 2, 3.
Gotta do it. Oh man, did you see the way that he landed on his head, Wadsworth?
Davey Vega just dropping Dave Cole right on his head and getting the victory.
Well, here we are, underway.
See Johnny Cockstrong and Steve West.
Is there a better way to start a second match on the DVD than a main event, Chan, huh?
It's
2 in a row.
I guess in the end, when you're wrestlers performing for wrestlers, every match is the main event.
Absolutely. Johnny Cockstrong poking a little fun at Steve West strutting around the ring. And now Steve West performing Johnny Cockstrong's signature taunt right at him. And it sounds like some of the fans ringside think that Cockstrong has a little dick. I hope that none of them have found out firsthand.
Explain himself, saying he's simply nervous. George Costanza once said it was cold. There's shrinkage. It's West back him in the corner and a clean break on 2 from Steve West. Backing up into the other corner. Clean break the other way from Johnny Cockstrong. A little give and go between the two. Steve West calling out Johnny Cockstrong.
Well, he thinks that he's stronger than Johnny Cockstrong, and when using most of his body parts, he probably is. But when you have a name like Cockstrong, I have a tendency to believe that you have a strong cock.
One up, one down. What you got? Do it, Rager. Come on, Rager.
One up, one down. You heard him. You heard him, Wadsworth.
What the hell is going on right now? Cockstrong using all the parts of his body. Steve West feeling the effects of that one.
He's lucky. He probably almost needed the jaws of life to get rid of that. To get rid of that hold.
Apparently that smell too as he's checking.
He didn't seem too bothered by it though. Now Steve West testing the manlyhood, the manliness of Johnny Cockstrong.
If you're a man, then I'm doing it. I'm shaking my hands.
Johnny Cockstrong wants to prove that he's a man.
And Johnny Cockstrong not exactly getting the best end of that deal. West kicking away. And look at that one arm, but
Well, there you see the cock in action. A cock butt, if you will, to the face of Steve West. Frees Johnny Cockstrong from that hole. Is that what it's called? A cock butt? That can't be right.
I think you're gonna know better than I would on that one there, Denver. Not too familiar with the ins and outs of the cock butt.
I mean, not many of our wrestlers have the ability. Oh, have the ability to strike each other with their cock.
Two of them just poking each other in the chest.
This is breaking down quickly, huh?
There was some respect early on. We saw those mutual clean breaks, but just exchanging the number of fingers they're using to push. We saw we're up to 5 fingers on the shoves.
My stellar performance at BYE 6.
This is not going to end well. I can guarantee it.
To me is one of the 7 deadly sins.
We're up to 7 deadly sins there, apparently, Steve West.
I mean, these guys have 10 digits. I can only imagine they're going to go the distance. Unless toes come into play.
Date his sister.
I'm gonna have sex with your sister.
No.
8 times.
Apparently, Johnny Cockstrong went to a bad place on that.
I'm not sure that Steve West can take much more of this bad-mouthing, honestly.
Oh, truth comes out.
What if I did you would have been in the closet with me when I watched you and Letitia make love 9 times?
Bringing in real-life wives into this is getting out of control.
This is unheard of.
Well, been dropped. Since we're here at BYE 10.
Oh!
Hey now, you want to
Hey!
To exchange it. And there's referee Tony Modic just shoving Cockstrong right into that ace crusher.
And these wrestlers have come alive.
The cover, 2.
Johnny Cockstrong's still alive, able to kick out of that.
I can't believe it. I didn't think in our second matchup we'd see an exchange like that, Denver, that would leave both of us completely speechless.
Well, I mean, that's just the power of Beyond Wrestling.
We got springboard off and catching him with a head scissors takedown.
And Steve West is reeling.
As we got an up-close and personal look. And that knee leaping into the corner, setting up, coming out with the bulldog.
I think that might be a bull cock. Or a cock dog.
The cover, only 2. Apparently he couldn't use the cock to hook the leg.
I hope that he doesn't use his cock to hook the leg.
That's Cockstrong pulling him back to his feet. Right hand and a backhand.
That was a good strike exchange.
Bringing that foot off. What a unique angle for that. Looking to get ahead of Steve, catches a kick in the ass instead.
Slammed right down to the mat.
Set up. Atomic drop. Sends him reeling. He's feeling the effects. West now inverted atomic drop.
Oh, Steve West should have known better than that.
Steve West hurting his knee. And going for it again. Both feet up, and now his shins are hurting. Man, his cock of steel.
And the pencil dick. This could do it.
2.
It didn't do it.
Steve West.
The pencil dick always works.
Somehow getting out.
You know what? I'll tell you who's eating this all up. It's definitely the wrestlers.
They cannot get enough of Johnny Cockstrong. I can't imagine. I have to imagine it's a lot better on the outside of the ring when Johnny Cockstrong's wrestling than being in the ring with him.
Well, I mean, I guess it really depends on your preference. I think we're going to see some cock scrapes in the corner. Tony Modick needs to step in and prevent Steve West from having Modick in his face. We'll tell that joke 3 or 4 more times before the match is done. Steve West, though, using his agility to get out of the ring.
Getting up top cross body block, finding its mark. 1, 2. But only 2 off that cross body.
I think Steve West has had enough of this tomfoolery. He's looking to end this one as quickly as he can. He doesn't want to be humiliated anymore with these,
Let's be honest,
cock strikes.
He's had a lot of a man's penis in his face and everywhere else today.
That's not just any man's penis, though. It is Johnny Cockstrong's almighty shaft.
I'm pretty sure you're more than willing to end this matchup if you're Steve West.
Now look at this unique hold, making Johnny Cockstrong support all of his weight with his arms. I mean, he's screwed. If his arms collapse, he's going to get 2 knees driven right down into his spine.
Look at him, just making that long crawl across the ring. Look at the strength shown by Johnny Cockstrong.
I don't think that Steve West could believe that he was even able to make it to the ropes. I'm not sure if he knows what his next move is going to be. I think he thought that was going to be it. Well, there's his next move, an emphatic kick to the gut.
So that's one way to make it up as you go along. Just driving your boot into your opponent's ribcage. As a wise man once said, man can't breathe, man can't fight.
Steve West has really brought this match to his pace. You know, it's slow and methodical. After each strike, he takes the time to evaluate the situation to see what he's going to do next. Now he's put Johnny Cockstrong on the top rope. This is not a position that Johnny Cockstrong wants to be in, not by any means.
The 2 exchanging strikes. And it's West headed up top, cinching up, looking for that superplex. The right hand shots from Johnny Cockstrong, though, breaking that superplex attempt.
Oh, looks like he's going to go for the air raid crash on the top turnbuckle, otherwise known as the yes way.
Forearm shots from West, though.
Steve West has too much left in the tank. It's not going to happen.
Looking for...
What is this going to be?
West looking for a Northern Lights superplex, almost, it looks like. Indeed, Northern Lights superplex!
Yeah, but how much did that take out of West? He doesn't have the energy to go over and take that pin.
Indeed, he can't even, at this point, he's so laid out, he cannot even... All he has to do is roll his body over, just drape an arm across the chest of Cockstrong.
I mean, that's why they call it a high-risk move. He might have knocked himself out doing that throw. Looks like he's stirring now.
Tony Modick up to 6. Neither man wants this to end in a draw as the neither man walks out of here with a point.
I don't think that Cockstrong got all that strike, but Steve West certainly did with that.
The 2 of them exchanging right hands. Duck of the right hand.
Looks like he's setting up for that patented Cobra Clutch suplex, but Johnny Cockstrong hanging on to the ropes.
Looking to get the rope, looking to break it any way he can. Looking instead to roll through. And got into that Cobra Clutch suplex. I thought we were looking at a Chaos Theory.
I think Cockstrong is out on his knees.
Cockstrong hit the back of his head so hard, I think his body just seized up.
This is gotta be it. This is gonna be it.
Long crawl, the cover by West.
But Cockstrong was too close to the ropes.
Foot draped across that bottom rope by Johnny Cockstrong.
Steve West, though, still firmly in control.
Looking for that big boot, nobody home spinning all the way around. countering out. Yes way, center of the ring. Falling back, draping on 2, 3. No!
Well, usually we see Johnny Cockstrong perform that move off the top rope onto the top turnbuckle. That variation of the hold, obviously not enough to put Steve West away. Now Cockstrong bringing him up to his feet, though.
Irish whip reversal by West. West now looking at that head of steam, charging all the way across. Big splash, catching him right into that DDT.
That's a hell of a combination, especially
floating over. Floating over and keeping the combination going. Looking for a power bomb. It looked like his knee might have given out, but he's still managing to drop Cockstrong.
Yeah, I don't think he got all of that. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to do it. He wasn't even in good position for the pin either. I'm not sure he has any energy left.
See, that lack of energy, his left knee just looked to buckle underneath him as he got Cockstrong in the air for that power bomb.
Well, he's going to have to work out the kinks in his legs if he wants to get the victory over Cockstrong.
West looking to pull himself to his feet.
Yeah, but grabbing a hold of Cockstrong's head first, and when you control the head, you control the body. He's setting him up for
forearm strike to the jaws.
I can only imagine.
Another one.
I would assume another Cobra Clutch suplex, but
Irish whip across, reversal by Cockstrong though. Cockstrong looking for the lariat hits, dropping right down to that cover, hooking leg 1, 2.
These guys are so fatigued, but not to the point where either man is ready to give it up yet. I give them all the credit in the world.
Once again, showing just how important it is to perform in front of your friends and peers.
Did you say peener? Because I think we're about to see one. No, but honestly, exactly. Nobody wants to be embarrassed in front of their friends. Nobody wants to lose in front of their peers. You know, it's bad enough losing in front of a paying audience, but to have to lose in front of other wrestlers.
Cockstrong now elevating him.
Looks like he was going for the pile driver. Steve West manages to escape and free his face. He's going for that Cobra Clutch suplex again.
Like that.
Cockstrong's trying to back him into the corner. He's not going to be able to hit it from that part of the ring. I think that was a strike combination, but talk about a strike! How about that flying European uppercut?
Indeed, that European uppercut as he came off the opposite ropes. So not only did he catch him with the European uppercut, he caught him with his whole body weight.
3, 4.
And it's West pulling himself to his feet first to break the count.
I think he's going to be going for another European uppercut off the top rope. I think that's what he's looking for right now. But I don't know if Cockstrong is in position. Looks like he's aware of his surroundings. Oh, he hits the Pele cock!
Just like that, getting in the air.
And what's he setting him up for? Pulling his face in his tights again? A Cocknadian Destroyer? You gotta be kidding me! That's gonna do it! 1, 2, 3! Talk about a hard-fought battle, pun intended. Maybe we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves, though. I mean, the bell hasn't even rung yet, and
they are facing a team in faith and nothing. I don't even have the time to list the accomplishments. Of course, the ones I'm familiar with. Vincent Nothing, former AIW Absolute Champion as a single competitor. Faith in Nothing as a team, former AIW Tag Team Champions. Christian Faith, a multiple-time AIW Tag Team Champion. And that's just an absolute intense wrestler.
Yep, they've also held the IPW, the Insanity Pro Wrestling Tag Team belts. I believe they are currently the #1 contenders for the AAW out of Chicago Tag Team Championships.
Cleveland All-Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions in the past.
Absolutely.
Of course, the epic wars they had in Cleveland All-Pro Wrestling. These two have traveled all over together, and wherever they go, they find success.
Like, this is something you don't normally see, a smile on Vincent Nothing's face. Marion Fontaine is a really silly guy, and he may be using his tricks to throw Vincent Nothing off his game. I'll tell you what, the only thing that Vincent Nothing is throwing right now is Marion Fontaine's body across the ring.
Indeed, you said his technical aspect. Let's not forget Vincent Nothing's striking ability. He's a huge fan and huge student of that Japanese strong style of wrestling. So we'll see him throw those leg kicks. We'll see him throw those forearms.
And again, throwing Marion Fontaine right down to the mat. Says he can do it all day.
Vincent Nothing so accomplished. Of course, we've seen the battle they had with Team Fist, what many considered a dream match.
Oh, absolutely.
The strikes exchanged between Granite Kuma and Vincent Nothing in that matchup. The two just laying into each other with leg kicks.
I think that once more people in the independent wrestling scene become familiar with Faith in Nothing, and it's a shame that more people aren't familiar with them as they should be, we're going to see a plethora of dream matches unfold. Faith in Nothing versus the Briscoe brothers. Faith in Nothing versus Kevin Steen and El Generico. Faith in Nothing versus Cheech and Cloudy. These are all matches that I would pay good money to see as any wrestling fan would.
But right now it's Faith in Nothing against Marion Fontaine. Jefferson Saint and...
Well, absolutely. They have to get past the antics of Fontaine and Saint first. Fontaine says he's going to shove Vincent Nothing down.
Not quite having too much success. Right now he's being tossed between Faith and Nothing.
He's getting bounced around like a ping pong ball.
As Vincent Nothing's proclamation of all day was refuted.
I don't think that warrants a disqualification, Wadsworth, do you?
Marion Fontaine questioning Tony Modick, and Modick proclaiming and pushing legal.
Fontaine does not want the wrestlers around ringside encouraging Vincent Nothing. Is he signaling for a test of strength right now?
Unless he can pull major willpower out of his mustache.
I don't think Fontaine wants that.
Fontaine, maybe in a dream world right now, I think. And what? Oh! And look at that, just like that, rear waistlock takedown by Vincent Nothing. It seems in the antics department, Faith in Nothing is one step ahead of Marion Fontaine.
I mean, if they've got a leg up on him in the antics department, I have no idea what Fontaine and Saint are going to do.
Right now, it's a bow and arrow submission. Looking for the tag to Jefferson Saint.
What a way to transition the holds, though. Flipping him around, holding the front face lock. Now he's hooked the legs. Now he's trying to apply a full Nelson. Fontaine has nowhere to go.
Like Fontaine knows where Vincent Nothing is right now.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Tucking his head underneath his own body? Vincent Nothing almost snapped his neck.
And you can hear the anguish of Marion Fontaine.
He better watch out, or else Vincent Nothing is going to put his boot through his back, straight through his chest.
I think I may actually see it somewhere in his rib cage right now.
And slamming him down on his face. It's going to be a long night for Fontaine and Saint.
Now looking for the tag to Christian Faith. Looking to get away is Fontaine, and he almost did. And all that got away from him is his tights.
Vincent Nothing with one hand has a perfect grip on Fontaine, though. Fontaine still managing to escape.
Fontaine ran out of his tights to make the tag to Jefferson Saint.
Yeah, exactly. He made the tag, but at what expense? He's practically nude.
And once again, that is really beyond your expectations.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't expect a man to become declothed during a wrestling contest.
Now it's Jefferson Saint.
Boy, these wrestlers are really letting Saint have it. Chanting bald and no belly button. That is what you are and have. Infuriating him. And Saint running in with a chop, but
that's never going to end well.
No, Christian Faith hooking the arm and unloading a million chops. And an elbow. And a huge senton on Jefferson Saint.
You said it. Speed and agility. You look at Christian Faith, that's not what you expect to be talking about. You expect to be talking about his size, his power, just how incredibly hard he hits you. And
that could do it! This could be it right here! I think even Faith is surprised.
Faith is shocked at how little it took to put Jefferson Saint down.
Yeah, but unless you've ever been on the receiving end of one of Christian Faith's forearms, you have no idea what it's like to be hit hard.
Saint being pulled back to his feet. So I was saying, chops from Jefferson Saint.
Oh,
Jefferson Saint unleashing the chops on Christian Faith, and then a leg kick drops the much larger man down. Nobody home. And look at him duck under the chop attempt. And again, that leg kick chopping Faith down the sides.
I think that Saint is almost flabbergasted. I'm not sure that he himself knows what he's going to have to do. I mean, going for the leg was the sound strategy because he's got the big man on his back. But even still, you know, I'm not sure he knew how to capitalize on it because he's tagged Marion Fontaine in.
Fontaine dropping down, scissoring that leg. Now, Christian Faith, that's the thing about him. He can go any style. He's so strong, as you would expect, but he's so fast. He's one of the most agile big men you're going to see in professional wrestling today. No stranger to the hardcore aspect.
Yeah, but how going back to the speed and agility, how quick is he going to be when he's got Jefferson Saint chopping away at that leg?
Indeed. Fontaine and Jefferson Saint very smart in their strategy right now.
And again, though, going back to what you're saying as far as his hardcore acumen, if this match breaks down, I do not think that either Saint or Fontaine have the toughness to be able to, you know, even maintain a fair footing against Faith and Nothing. They better make sure to keep this in the ring.
And it's shades of Ronnie Garvin.
And Fontaine even turning around, turning his back to his opponent to taunt Vincent Nothing.
Now setting up. And I've never seen that counter before. The elbow missing. His leg's caught in position and a German suplex drops him on the back of his head.
Where he may remain until this match is complete. This is going to do it.
Saint not even getting into the ring. Saint just leaning in. Getting that forearm to break it up.
Yeah, and now here comes big bad Vincent Nothing.
It's never a good thing when you're caught in there with both members, let alone one member. Those forearm shots snap air out. Look at how hard he threw Fontaine.
And right back into the submission holds. You know, he was working on his neck for a good portion of the start of the match.
And now rolling him over into a pinning predicament.
I'm not sure that he has those shoulders strapped. I think the pressure's still being applied to the neck.
It looked like he was trying to roll him in, but those shoulders were caught up. Snap suplex and he bridges.
Jefferson Saint there to make the save. And Vincent Nothing is saying that he got caught in the dick. Tony Modic did not rule that as a low blow.
Just like that, get out, and this is what I was talking about, that double team maneuvers from Faith and Nothing. Double arm drag, we've seen this out of him so many times, rolling through, crossing the arms, elevating him. Double knees right to the spine of Marion Fontaine. The cover once again, only getting 2 from Christian Faith.
Jefferson Saint not quite there in time, but Fontaine still had enough to kick out. And now Christian Faith just unloading in the corner with chops.
And once again, that fluid teamwork between Faith and Nothing. The tag, bringing Vincent Nothing back in, right hand right to the midsection. Cover 1. About 1.5. Tony Modic calling it 2. Vincent Nothing dragging Fontaine back as he looked to make the tag to Saint. Forearm shot to Fontaine. Irish move across, reversal by Fontaine. Saint catches him with that knee, ducking under the forearm attempt, and that's just the opening they needed. That elbow right to the forehead. Left hand, and again, that's an aspect that a lot of people don't think about. That people underestimate when you're in there with Marion Fontaine is that southpaw stance. The fact that he's coming at you from a whole different angle than you're used to preparing for.
Absolutely. Now Fontaine holding Vincent Nothing's shoulders to the mat.
But he had already made the tag. Indeed, made the tag to Saint.
Well, he's keeping him in position for the knee drop. Again, we were talking; these two had never worked before, but you might not necessarily know it based on the fluidity of that last sequence.
Look at Saint just cranking that neck now and grinding his forearm and elbow. Look at that elbow strike right to the chest. You don't normally see Vincent Nothing being caught in that position.
Absolutely
Snap
not.
suplex from Jefferson Saint.
Yeah, but Saint's playing dirty here. He keeps rubbing that arm across Vincent Nothing's face. As soon as Vincent Nothing is able to, if he is able to, regain the upper hand, he's going to be keeping that in mind, and that's definitely just going to piss him off.
Now heading in, look at that, taking out Christian Faith, bouncing him into that garage door.
Yeah, he looked like he hit his head maybe 2 or 3 times on the way down. I'm not so sure that Modic shouldn't be checking on him. Obviously, you can see him looking over concerned.
It's almost like a game of Plinko with Christian Faith's head on the way down.
Well, Christian Faith looks fine, but Vincent Nothing is in a world of hurt getting choked out by Saint in the corner.
And then that boot from Fontaine.
This guy needs to have a backup pair of pants.
Cover 1, 2.
Come on, Tony.
Grabbing the bottom rope.
Well, why expend the energy of kicking out when, you know, you're still underneath the ropes?
He quit the ring general. Now driving him headfirst into the corner.
Come on, Fontaine.
What are they calling for him to get out? Irish whip across. Then Vincent Nothing with the reversal. Fontaine up. Look at that. Rolling underneath. And that mule kick. And
Follows it up with another great kick. I think that one caught him right underneath the chin. That could do it.
not quite enough to keep Nothing down. And Marion Fontaine not so happy. Referee Tony Modic's count on that one.
Well, he's saying that it was a slow count, but this kid is about as consistent as they come. Now Fontaine calling for booty time. Jefferson Saint
elevating him. And that butt getting way up there. 1, 2.
Driving him down with the spine buster, but the folding press was not enough to keep Vincent Nothing's massive shoulders off the mat.
Being pulled up to his feet now is Vincent Nothing, and I don't know if that's the best idea for Jefferson Saint right now.
Well, Jefferson Saint, is most comfortable with his striking game. If he wants to lay into those into the thickly settled chest of Vincent Nothing, that's his prerogative, but it doesn't seem to be working out to his favor right now.
I can't imagine it's ever going to work out to his advantage. I'm surprised his chest isn't broken right now. Now it's those knee strikes. Nothing hitting the ropes, looking for that lariat to finish the combo. Nobody home, but oh, I think it's nobody home inside Jefferson Saint's head.
He killed him with that baseline, but he doesn't have enough to capitalize, so he's going to tag out to Christian Fate. Saint's barely even moving right now.
Saint, look at the look in his eyes. Did you see how dazed Jefferson Saint was just there?
Oh, when you get that huge bicep across your whole face.
Christian Faith, look at the elevation from the big man. Irish whip across on Fontaine, elevating him, and nobody does it like Christian Faith.
That's because no other wrestler on the planet can match the strength to throw his opponent in the air and the speed necessary to turn around and the striking ability to kick him. That's a move that you will never see any other wrestler on this planet do, because not anybody else can pull it together like Christian Faith.
Jefferson Saint setting him outside it.
Going for that chop. Getting one of his own, too.
Now it's Fontaine up and over the top, but he's caught.
Oh!
Faith showing that strength.
He just got wrecked with that kick.
That striking ability. That kick was devastating.
Oh, boy. And now Jefferson Saint is alone in the ring with Faith in Nothing.
Forearm shot from Faith. Irish whip across. We've seen this so many times in the past. Reversal of the Irish whip. That splash in the corner. And then elevating those double knees. And then launching him into the corner!
Are you kidding me? Well, Faith in Nothing is proud of their handiwork for sure. They're taking in all the glory right now. I think they're moving in for the kill. That's going to be it.
But wait a second. Behind him, they turn around. Fontaine on top. Double drop kick from the top rope. Followed up with that lion salt. Look at the height by Marion Fontaine, too. Vincent Nothing breaking it up.
I'm going to think that would have been it if Vincent Nothing wasn't there to break it up.
Sam looking for the dragon suplex. Countered out. Vincent Nothing with that knee strike to the back. Uranagi dropping him square. 1, 2.
Yeah, but Jefferson Saint right there to break it up. Jinx. And now Jefferson Saint, he's just rolling him right out of the ring with his legs, kicking him right out of the ring. He's going to go after Christian Faith.
Those knife edge chops from Saint. Hitting the rope, ducking the lariat attempt from Christian Faith. And that's one of his own. Did you see how hard he hit Christian Faith?
He turned him inside out, and Christian Faith hitting the back of his head on that exchange. But Vincent Nothing telling Saint to get his old ass up.
And he does just that. And look at that, looking for the baseline.
Well, I think Vincent Nothing telegraphed that a little bit too much. And he gets a super kick for his troubles. He's back up to his feet, and Saint pushes him right back into another kick.
Zane now running through and looking. Jefferson, Zane setting up for that figure 4. Jefferson looking to get Vincent Nothing to submit.
But Marion Fontaine saying that they need more. Oh my God! He's got pressure applied on his neck. The arms are being pulled. His legs are tied up. Christian Faith is nowhere to be seen, and that's it. Vincent Nothing is forced to tap out. Now I have to say that's a questionable call on Tony Modig's part, considering there were 2 wrestlers applying the hold at once.
As we said, it's wrestlers performing for wrestlers.
You know, both of these guys are actually veterans of the New Jersey independent scene, and apparently they're fucking tonight.
Or at least somebody. Mavrick informed that they have sex with somebody. Couldn't quite see who it was directed to.
I think it's better off that way. There you see again the sign of respect.
And right into a collar and elbow tie-up.
Mavrick's specialty are his headbutts. Just listen to any opportunity you get. And I almost spoke too soon because Acejack's specialty is his throws. And what a way to get out of a headlock.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you're not going to be throwing too many headbutts when you're dropped on the back of yours.
Going from that huge throne into a hold of his own. And now Mavrick trying to battle for position to escape. Again, using his head. His best attribute to his advantage. Taking back that headlock.
After hitting himself for a little bit. You got to think, Acejack didn't quite plan on countering his own maneuver that way.
Absolutely not. But you know, these two know each other so well that it's going to be odd counters like that. And
the old school Three Stooges nose grab.
I'll tell you what, that was a cheap shot because Acejack knows that Mavrick has broken his nose on many occasions, and I would not be surprised if Acejack just broke Maverick's nose there.
Well, you know, he did Mo Howard proud, I think, with that.
Oh, but I think Mavrick might have just broke Acejack's nose. I'm getting so excited about this I can hardly even speak. We're only 2 minutes in.
This is a knife-edge chop to the face.
There you can see the blood. The blood trickling down from Maverick's nose. It's definitely broken. Acejack trying to pull his ears to counter out.
These are definitely some unique counters to some technical maneuvers. Out. Acejack looking for any way out. Gets slapped in the face. Forearm to the back, but look at that. Dropping through. Mavrick. Well, I was about to say in control, but now it's Acejack going right back up.
And a drag of his own. These two know each other so well.
Look at that again, knowing each other so well, that forearm to counter another arm drag attempt.
And now Acejack just screaming nonsense at Mavrick, who blocks the clothesline with his head.
He blocks it with the back of his head. Counter I've never seen, to be honest.
Just the back and forth between these two. It's amazing to watch. Let's see. Mavrick took his eye off Acejack just for 1 second. That was all that Acejack needed. I was rocking him with those forearms, shooting him off the ropes. Got the reversal. Got the kick. Going for the strike. Huh?
Caught and dropped reverse neck breaker. And it's Mavrick in control one more time, swinging him into that reverse neck breaker.
Well, it looks like
cover hook 2.
Looks like Mavrick has picked that neck to work on. If I was Acejack, I would do everything in my power to cover up. But again, Mavrick bringing him back up to the mount might be trying to bring him back down for a third neck breaker.
Those right hands from Acejack looking to get out. Forearm shot though from Mavrick, slows him down in another one.
He's just laying into him.
Reversal, countering through. Look at those kicks, dropping him down to size. And another one, that heel just right across the face and then the foot to the back of the head.
And they're bringing the house down!
Hitting each other so hard, we got stuff falling down around us.
But Maverick's still somehow able to get out. I'm surprised he didn't get knocked out from one of those, I don't know what, 5 kicks to the head? Again, this guy's skull must be made out of titanium. I think it's indestructible. His nose? Not so much. Looks like he's trying to put it in place. Acejack rearranging his back.
He kicked right between the shoulder blades. Foot And look at it, one time too many. Mavrick underneath, catching the boot to the midsection one other time, then elevating his foot to the back of the head.
Boo.
Mavrick now hooking the leg on Acejack, but Acejack right there on the bottom rope.
Yep, he's right here. I'm that man. Now I gotta wipe it off and tape.
Mavrick grabbing a handful of hair, bringing Acejack up to his feet.
Forearms back him into the corner. Those shoulders just being driven in.
Now he's trying to set up for that gut wrench suplex. He can also hit a devastating driver from that position.
Just dropping down. And then that elbow. The double stomp.
Another double stomp. And look at the way he positioned himself to deliver that headbutt just so the wrestlers in attendance could watch. I hope he didn't take too much time.
He may just have done that. Acejack getting that shoulder up off the mat.
Acejack trying to rally the other wrestlers in attendance behind him. He might need that extra energy to get that second boost of adrenaline.
Eric lining him up. And again, they know each other so well, you said it. Look at those chops. Or should I say, listen to those chops.
Forearms, a chest breaker, and a belly-to-belly suplex. What a great combination. But did you see how quick Mavrick tried to roll to his stomach to avoid the pinfall? Boy, that was close. He knew he was in trouble.
Tell you something interesting about that pinfall. You notice he didn't quite grapevine the leg, but one thing he did do, the left hand of Acejack was covering the mouth and nose. So he had to exert even more energy. Unable to take in air, he had to force himself to try to breathe to exert himself.
Absolutely, absolutely. And let's not forget, this is a no disqualification contest. Even though these two have been following the rules, for the most part right now, that's not to say that it's not going to break down in just a few moments.
A knife-edge chop.
Acejack calling for a lighter? No, water, excuse me. He's calling for water. What's he going to do with water?
Water his chest. Water his chest. Water his chest. Now chop him.
He's letting him down and chopping him.
Boy, the extra liquid really exacerbating the impact on those chops.
Burn him. Now chop him.
I was calling for a cigarette. One of our wrestlers' girlfriends outside smoking.
Ew.
Now spitting on the chest and putting the cigarette there to make it stick as he chops him, and it's still there.
He's had a lit cigarette chopped into his chest. Well, that certainly would have warranted a disqualification in any other match. Tony Modick's hands are tied.
Not to mention quite a few legalities here in the state of Ohio about having a cigarette indoors.
Did you see the mark on Mavrick's chest?
Well, no disqualification throws the law out the window as well in Beyond Wrestling.
Hey man, do you see any cops around? I don't. We'll let these guys go.
And look at that again, pulling it almost hockey fight style. He can't even see where that's coming from.
That's it. He had to have been knocked out from that
He got
headbutt.
headbutted and he couldn't even see where he was looking.
Mavrick pulling Acejack to the center of the ring. Acejack, though, even with his head covered with that t-shirt, still able to manage to get the ropes.
Looks like he's finally freed himself just in time to see that chop come down across his chest.
And Mavrick busting out the metal, setting it up by the ropes. I'm not sure what he has in mind. Perhaps an RDT, a DDT variation.
He's gnashing it up. Yep.
Setting it up. Square it up to make sure it's nice and framed up there for our cameraman.
Well, he's got something in mind if he wants to make sure it's caught on tape. I'll tell you what he got caught with, having an arm right across his chest.
I don't think that's exactly what he had in mind.
Absolutely not. He took too much time setting up that chair.
Can't imagine that lariat was what he had in mind.
Acejack asking for the wrestlers by ringside to make him a bed. We don't have any mattresses or box springs nearby. Do you think he needs a bed of chairs?
It would appear that that's what he's going for.
And the wrestlers, man, these guys love the competition. They love the violent side of it, too. They are definitely obliging.
Right now, it's Mavrick pulling himself to his feet. Acejack squaring up. He's got chairs in the corner. He's got one set up on the other side of the ring. He's got a bed of them outside the ring. Here's to a backfired, or has it? Oh my goodness!
Did you see the way that Mavrick's head bounced off the back of those chairs? Never mind the impact across the chest. Yeah, that's definitely going beyond your expectations.
Dropping out, covering 1, 2.
He manages to kick out.
Surprised he managed to remember to breathe after that one.
You hear the applause from our wrestlers by ringside. You know, they definitely, the more violent it gets, the more respect they're going to show for these two guys who are legitimately laying life and limb on the line. Now, Mavrick's laying down on this so-called bed.
Look at the blood across his mouth from that nose break earlier.
He doesn't know where he is right now. It looks like he's just trying to rest and relax and compose himself. Little does he know that Acejack is setting up for... I don't even know what.
Death.
A dive?
I'm calling it death.
A death.
Yes. I'm calling it right here.
Building up momentum over the rope.
Is it? I think I was right.
You're gonna be shitting me. He must have ruptured a spleen or something like that. You don't just come over the top rope and land into chairs and then you're all right. That's not how it works.
Well, it's not so much the landing in chairs as the chairs scattering around you as you slam down into a cement floor.
How could he be trying to pull himself to his feet right now? What is he thinking?
Well, like old Yeller, it's time to put you out of your fucking misery.
Mavrick calling for a headbutt, getting nothing but the steel ring post.
And again!
What the fuck did I just tell you?
And a third time.
That time...
Mavrick calling for the ring bell. Acejack thinks that Mavrick headbutted the post. He tricked him, and boy did he get a headbutt for his troubles. Coming down with a karate chop, leaning on these chairs. I don't even know how to call this action. I wouldn't even consider this action. This is madness.
I see him back by the entranceway.
And the craziest part about this is that these two are best friends.
Tag team partners.
This is just in the spirit of competition. They wanted to see who would be the best today. We don't even know if either of them are going to be able to walk out of Beyond Wrestling in one piece.
They're just making it up as they go along at this point. Mavrick sliding in, sliding out, grabbing chairs. I don't think he knows what it's going to take. He's making it up as he goes along.
Whatever strategy they came into the match with is obviously out the window for sure. Since he's going for a big splash off the top.
Going for a 450. That he didn't get it so much.
Acejack compelling the wrestlers to make a bet again. He could. That boot caught Mavrick square in the mouth. He could have pulled him into the center of the ring and tried to get the pinfall. And said he's got something else in mind. And you have to wonder how much of this goes back to strategy. These two did know that they were going to be involved in a match with no disqualifications. I mean, Acejack definitely has something in mind, or else he wouldn't have set up for it in the first place. Now going back to it.
You know, I have to question, because it didn't work out so well for him last time.
Mavrick trying to free himself with another headbutt. Acejack trying to hip toss him. And how many of these headbutts can Acejack withstand? Is he gonna
pull him up on the top rope?
I can only imagine maybe a gourd buster, an orange crush. Maybe he's just gonna try and pull him back into the ring.
Our wrestlers are simply let him know they'd rather they not die in this matchup.
They might not have a choice.
Suplex all the way through those chairs to the floor.
Oh my God!
Look at the chair. Look at the chair right by Acejack's leg. It's almost bent completely closed. That's the type of impact that these men just came down with.
That looks like something that you would find in a junkyard. Acejack somehow has energy left in him.
He's right to his feet.
Well, he's going to put Mavrick in the ring and put an end to this right now. Somebody's going to put an end to this. It's not going to be one of the wrestlers at ringside. It's going to be one of the wrestlers in the match. Now, Acejack setting up for his finishing move, or the Emo Kid Killer. I don't know if he got all of it, but he certainly drove Mavrick down on his head. And Mavrick manages to kick out. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you is right, Acejack, because what are you going to do to put Mavrick away?
More chairs some wrestlers calling for. They say no. Now set up again for the Emo Kid Killer. Countered out.
And here we go. That Gurge driver I was alluding to. Oh my God!
Just dropping him square across his head shoulder too.
You see Acejack favoring that right shoulder, barely able to get that left shoulder off the mat.
Referee Tony Modic right on top of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That left shoulder just rolling off just in time.
Yeah, but just look at that right shoulder. Look how much lower it's hanging than his left shoulder. I mean, this is going to be it. You know, these guys are good friends. I'd have to think that Mavrick is going to do whatever he can to avoid further injury. But then again, I sound foolish saying that based on what these two have put each other through.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Normally, logic would say this is your tag team partner. You're hurting your own career at this point if you continue punishing him.
But they just want to be the best. Tony Modic is making the absolute right call here, stepping in and making sure to check on Acejack before Mavrick can do any more damage, whether or not he's going to go after that injured shoulder. I mean, you know...
Look at him, he's going to try to...
Well,
he's up to his feet, trying to use advantage, boot to the midsection.
Tony Modic distracting Mavrick. Acejack trying to go for that Emo Kid Killer again.
But that
he just doesn't have anything left.
Wrecked.
Oh my God, and did you see the headbutt that he caught? Followed by another one!
The diving headbutt.
That's it. That's
Arm
it.
across, 2, 3.
Thank God. Thank God this is over. If he thinks he's gonna have fun in games, he's gonna get knocked out. The eyes are gonna be rolling in the back of his head.
You said he's no slouch as a striker himself.
And this is gonna sound ridiculous, but his small stature actually helps his striking game because his bones are not covered in huge muscles like some of the other wrestlers. It is direct, solid object being forcefully applied to his opponent's face and head.
Two of them squaring up, looking for an early advantage. Collar and elbow tie-up. Side headlock taken. Silver with that headlock now wrenching it in.
In that position, you know, controlling Jonah Block's head, he's not going to be able to get caught with one of his palm strikes, but what a unique counter. Again, I told you, the innovation that you're going to see out of Jonah Block, you're going to be amazed that you've never heard of this kid before. Trained for a short period of time at Chikara, wrestled throughout New Jersey a few years ago, but you know, you don't hear a lot from him now, but that doesn't mean that he can't make positive contributions to the wrestling industry. I mean, that's why Beyond Wrestling allows such a unique opportunity for wrestlers who otherwise you may not see on the independent wrestling scene. They can still come to a Beyond Wrestling taping, and they can still show that they can get it done in the ring.
Now it's Zane Silva, though, dropping down, taking that chin lock, applying it, just wrenching it in.
Zane Silva, he's been kicking around, again, pun intended, the Detroit wrestling scene now for a few years. Has slimmed down to, I don't know, about 150 pounds from maybe 220, 230 pounds. So, you know, his conditioning is definitely the best he's ever been in his career.
But right now he finds himself in a bad place, but not for very long. Look at that speed. But all the combos are forearm, but look at that head kick. Mark just seemed to wake him up, and Block not quite used to an opponent like that.
Yeah, he almost got his block knocked off.
Used to being in the advantage in the striking game. Zane Silver quick to let him know he's not going to play that game.
Well, this is a first-time matchup between these two. It's amazing how he's able to counter that strike with a pinning combination, and now trying to roll him down, but...
Counter down! Did you hear that? Or brother, did you see it? I think he drove him back about 2 feet. Those kicks. The feet are just so fast from Zane Silver.
Boy, he could have had it right there, but Jonah Block able to get his left shoulder off the mat. Just barely. I think he might have been knocked out for the majority of that pinfall. It's amazing, you know. You get knocked out 3, 4, 5 seconds. You have to come to, or that's the end of the match.
European uppercuts. Listen to the forearm looking back. Once again, that swing back kick, nobody home. Blocking for one of his own is caught, but he rolls through and finds himself caught with a spinal tap and an elbow. I
think this could do it right here. And you can hear the wrestlers around ringside surprised that Jonah was even able to kick out of that.
I think they might be reminding him that he kicked out.
How can you even believe that knee drop?
And now look at that, just using all his body weight. Zane Silver just bouncing. Block. Now looking for the last dragon suplex. Counted out by Block. Block to the ropes. Catching the top rope, sending Silver around. But Silver just like that, rolling through up behind him. Last dragon suplex hits with the bridge. 1.
Yeah, you know, he had to take too much time to put him back into position. You know, he suplexed him so hard that Jonah Block's shoulders came off the mat. I think that if he had landed in that pinning combination and was able to maintain it, that I think he would have had him right there.
Look at, oh my. But look at that, Block right in there, rolling him up. 1, 2.
Block not able to get right on top, but still able to grab that arm and going for the dead baby driver right on his head. How can these guys keep up this pace?
Again, the kick out.
Jonah Block, I mean, he's visibly frustrated. We're only a few minutes into this match, but just think of how much each wrestler has already given.
Driving that knee down across the arm, and then using his body weight on the other one. Look at that as he kicks out. Immediately going for that armbar, and Zane Silver quick to grab it with his far hand, keep him from being able to extend it. But just like that, look at that dropping the leg across.
Now he's going for that patented submission hold, the spider's web. He's got him almost in a crossface right there.
But countered out, and look at that seated kick.
You don't see a lot of people who have the ability to strike on the ground. Zane Silver is one of those people.
Just snapping that foot across himself. Different strike, questionable strike, that poke to the eyes by Block.
You can't blame him though. How many more strikes can he take to the head?
But he's given out some of his own too with that point of the elbow, just driven off the head, hooking the leg, all of his body weight across, still only able to get 2.
Trying to maintain the position. He might have a pile driver in mind.
But instead he eats a forearm snapmare over,
And another kick! And another kick!
You see his head just snap around.
Zane Silver going for a senton. Doing a face enziguri? Are you kidding me? That's usually a back brain kick, but... And
he's caught!
I've never even seen a takedown like that.
I thought he was caught by Zane Silver, instead using his momentum to go all the way over.
And right into a pin, too. If I were Zane Silver, I wouldn't even know where I was at that point to kick out. I've never seen anything like that. Again, it just goes to show you the innovation. Jonah Block.
Irish whip reversal by Silver. Silver dropping the head. A little too early to catch the boot in that front kick.
Oh!
That kick just being delayed and driven through his skull.
That's the old snap boot, and that's gonna do it. It's not gonna do it. How did he kick out of that?
Silver somehow getting the shoulder off the mat.
Jonah Block going for a sliced bread.
Caught slowly up and over, drives in a variation on the sliced bread.
Bringing both knees down into Zane Silver's face, and did you see the impact? It sent him flying over Jonah Block. And now Jonah Block calling for water. He might have gotten an idea from the last match. And what a bad idea for Zane Silver.
Just spitting right in Silver's face.
But Jonah Block is signaling for that signature palm strike. And again with that added lubrication on the face. Oh!
Did you hear that?
And Zane Silver just brushing it off!
Man, just woken Zane Silver up. Sent across and another one!
You gotta be kidding me! Talk about fighting spirit! Jonah Block in for another high five. That palm strike.
It's a high five I never want to get a piece of.
Zane Silver might not even be able to see right now. Using that wall to balance himself.
Off the top, the missile draw kick to the seated! Jonah Block now spinning all the way around! Back of his head meets the mat! Cover, hook of the leg, 2, 3.
Only 2! Only 2! And again, just Jonah Block's resilience going beyond the expectations of the wrestlers at hand. You know, we talked about how innovative he was, what a good striker he was. We can't underestimate his toughness and stamina, not one bit.
So those leg kicks follow the elevation and then double palm thrust square to the sternum.
Zane Silver perhaps taking too much time going for this forearm. Jonah Block pushing him to the top rope, using his momentum against him. But look at that!
Silver using that against him, the arm drag off the top. Looking for the Mafia kick to counter the Elyria. Silver blocking the last dragon suplex attempt again, and taking his head right off his shoulder!
That's a third high five, that dangerous palm strike, that's gonna do it!
No, it won't!
What do you think about that, Wadsworth? That's what I want to know. What do you think about that?
I'm surprised he could get his shoulder off the mat. Hell, I'm surprised his head was still on his shoulders. Cover hook in the leg. Only a 2 count again!
Just look at the face of the wrestlers around ringside. They are glued to this action, and they want to know just as badly as us, what is it going to take? Now Jonah Block setting up for that signature hold. Silver putting him in position for that kick.
Block looking to go up and over, caught by Silver, set between the ropes, and driven right on the top of his head!
Did you see the way his body stiffened up? He could have broke his neck.
1, 2.
And then senton! All the body weight coming down. 2. No!
He's going to need to get a gun and load it with bullets and shoot Jonah Block in the face. I'm convinced that is what it's going to take.
Both men just in shock at this point. But right now, looks like Zane Silver is setting up. Jonah Block countering out. Block bringing him around.
I don't think that Tony Modic was in any position to see that. And Jonah Block bringing him down with the Brain Eater. That's going to do it. But boy, it's a shame that it had to end like that.
It's one of those matches you can't even believe there had to be a loser.
I mean,
the way those two fought.
Now, we've already had our first glimpse at Davey Vega. We know that he's got a bad attitude. And he's going to try and leave right now?
Danger sucks. Danger sucks. Danger sucks.
Long enough that...
And now spitting on one of the wrestlers. He's lucky he doesn't get his ass beat right now. But you know what? These wrestlers want to see the match between Davey Vega and Aaron Aimz, so they're going to let Aaron Aimz take care of Davey Vega.
Gee, Aimz has a little extra motivation at this point. How many friends is he going to make in that locker room? How much more respect is he going to get?
I mean, one of the wrestlers throwing the gum that Davey Vega spit at him right back.
Collar and elbow tie, center of the ring, and look at that Aimz right away, rolling through. Look at that technical aim of Aaron Aimz early on, Denver.
Now, Aaron Aimz actually graduate of the Border City Wrestling program up in Canada. I believe he was trained by the Motor City Machine Guns. So, I mean, those are two guys who can definitely get it done. There's no surprise that Aaron Aimz can as well.
Look at that cravat being utilized by Aaron Aimz. But before he can use it for anything else, being countered out. Davey Vega taking that armbar, but look at that, dropping down, barring the leg. And now looking to apply that ankle lock.
Again, as we mentioned though earlier in the evening, Davey Vega does have that experience training with wrestlers like Lightning Mike Quackenbush and Claudio Castagnoli. These two are going to go hold for hold.
Right now it's Davey down to the mat.
Well, you know, Aaron Aimz is controlling the wrist. He doesn't want to put himself in a position where he's going to make the first mistake. You know, some may call it cautious. I call it smart wrestling.
And look at that, Davey Vega, a little different counter, using his body weight to just tackle Aaron Aimz. But Aimz looking to counter. Now rolling clean through that pinning combination into that armbar. And Aaron Aimz taking the advantage back.
He's so smooth. He's so so calculated. He's thinking 3 steps ahead of his opponent at all times. You know, you'd even have to think that he's anticipating his opponent's counters, and he has a counter for those counters. Now he's got that courting hole. Davey Vega's trying to alleviate the pressure. Spins him around and takes him down with a drag.
Feed all the way through that arm drag and keeping it right there to the arm bar.
And
Do you give head? Fuck you.
but you know, again, Davey Vega not doing anything to get the wrestlers around ringside in favor of him. He should be concentrating on Aaron Aimz, not dishing out birds.
Right now, he seems to be in control of Aaron Aimz, taking that wrist lock.
And again, Aaron Aimz right there with the counter.
Been using it quick underneath transition.
He makes it look so effortless, and that really is a testament to his training
Look
and
at
ability.
that speed from him, going all the way over. Back elbow attempt ducked, spinning leg lariat not ducked.
You look like a cowardly lion.
And again, he's so calm. He remains focused at all times.
Tornado DDT, dropping Davey Vega right on the top of his head.
I mean, that could do it right here. But Aaron Aimz has something else in mind, climbing to that top rope.
And missile drop kick, landing him, pulling him down. 1, 2, look at that. Hooking those legs, pulling him away from that bottom rope.
Yeah, you hear the wrestlers around ringside chanting "best in the room." What a compliment to be paid by 20 of your peers.
It's Aimz now. Scissoring those legs, stepping through and looking at this.
He's got them all tied up. He's got pressure applied at the neck, on the arm, at the ankle, at the knee, at the hip joint.
Letting it go, letting Vega back to his feet.
Well, that could have been a mistake, but again, he's so calculating. He had something else in mind.
European uppercut, that forearm coming out, ducking the kick, but not ducking that step up into gearing. Still only able to get 2 on it.
I think as long as Aaron Aimz is able to keep himself collected, he's going to be able to maintain the advantage of this matchup. You see Davey Vega panicking, struggling to get out of this hold.
He finds himself in that rear waist lock, and look at that.
Cheap shot to the stomach.
Using the ropes, it looked for an arm drag, and you want to talk about cheap shot right there to the eyes.
Now that clubbing forearm taking Aaron Aimz all the way down to the mat. I don't think he's recovered from that poke in the eye. Now he's got toes getting rubbed across his face.
Just being used to keep him down. They got Davey Vega not even worried, not even concentrating on his opponent. And he's gone hold for hold and really taking it to him so far.
You know what's so discouraging? Davey Vega is so talented, and I legitimately believe that he could hang with any wrestler on the independent scene. But he always takes a cheap shot. He always takes the easy way out. And that's not what Beyond Wrestling is about. And that's why you can hear, you know, when almost every other wrestler is being cheered and adulated by his friends, nobody can get behind Davey Vega.
Right now, it's backfiring as these wrestlers getting behind Aimz, but...
And something like that can be so important when you need the momentum shifted in your direction. When you hear the cries and the cheers from the crowd, in this instance, other wrestlers nearby, you know, something goes off and it says, you say, okay, this is it. I need to use this added momentum to take advantage of the situation, or else I may be down for the count.
See, it's one thing at your normal professional wrestling show to have the fans against you like that. A lot of these guys have felt that. They know what it's like. And I know Davey Vega knows what it's like. But what he's underestimating is, well, one thing he's not underestimating is how hard it is to recover from being dropped on the back of your head.
I think Aaron Aimz, oh, what a smart pinning combination. He was able to tuck his arms underneath his body. If he wasn't able to shift his weight, use his legs to kick out, that would have been it for sure. Look at the way he's favoring his neck.
I was saying, Davey Vega, underestimating, it's not just a matter of getting these fans riled up at him. Piss off somebody in this crowd, you may find yourself in the ring standing across from them the next day.
again, though. Look at that shot to the neck. But, you know, after this performance, you know, on Davey Vega's end, he's able to back up his cocky attitude in the ring when he wants to, like I said. Who is going to want to step to Davey Vega?
Elbow right to the back of the head. Snapmare over. And that spinal tap followed by that one right to the jaw.
That was a sloppy cover, and that was a lazy cover. And maybe that's because he knew right away he was going to go to that chokehold while he could.
Look at right there with the foot just straight across the throat.
You know, Davey Vega's not a stupid guy. He knows what he's doing in there, too. I think that's what makes this matchup, on paper, so interesting. It's just too bad we couldn't see a fair fight.
Maybe that's why it's going to be whatever it takes for Davey Vega to win. He knows, hold for hold, Aimz is going to be able to hang with it. But he's not going to reach to the bottom rung like Davey Vega's willing to. Irish whip across, dropping the head early.
Well, he was going for a back body drop. Beautiful cross body. That was the opening that Aimz needed.
But Aimz telegraphing only to counter out with a backslide one. Only the one count on the backslide. Davey Vega right back in control. Elevating him to drop him on the top of his head. And all of that offense attacking the neck, only making that worse. Now draping himself across.
Good call by Tony Moda, keeping his eyes open. See that Aimz able to get his feet on the ropes, and then, you know, his hand, too, for good measure. Still unable to get up to his feet, though. I can only imagine the pain shooting through his entire body. When you injure somebody's neck, you disable their limbs.
Indeed, that whole central nervous system gets shut down.
He was trying to go for that, the Rikishi driver, but
countered out. The elbow driven down, both men down. Referee Tony Moda beginning the count.
You know, actually, I need to correct myself. Davey Vega using a variation of that hold, the Fire Thunder driver, picking his opponent up high over his head before driving him down into that inverted pile driver of sorts. If that's what he's looking to finish off Aimz with, he's had a great strategy so far in this match, targeting the neck. You know, we've seen him already finish off Dave Cole with that hold.
But right now, it's Aimz coming up with those forearm shots. Irish whip across and a back elbow just snapping Davey Vega down, followed up with that forearm. Look at this measuring opponent. Oh, slowly elevate him so he can drop him on the back of his head.
Could you even imagine the strength necessary to control his opponent like that? In midair. In midair, that looked like a hold that gravity had no effect on. But still, Davey Vega manages to kick out.
He's now pulling Vega back to his feet. Setting up Irish whip across, reversal by Vega. Aimz hard in, and hard in is that forearm, but he catches that spinning back kick. But that discus lariat just decapitates him.
I think that's going to do it. Strangely enough, though, not going for the pin, locking in a Cobra stretch. And again, the wrestlers around ringside, they don't want to see Aimz tap. Not after the way that he's been unfairly treated by Davey Vega.
Now back to his feet.
Aimz might be out on his feet. I think Modak might need to step in here.
Aimz now pulling himself up and using the ropes to roll through into a pinning combination too. Unable to get the three, but
but Davey Vega had to release that hold so that his shoulders didn't get pinned to the mat. And an axe kick to the back of the head? No, my God!
Indeed, that axe kick variation of an Enzugiri.
He's gonna follow up on it right now, though.
It's tough for him too. He's feeling the effects. As we said, that neck has been a target this entire match. And that's gonna make you methodical. That's gonna slow you down. It's gonna make you sluggish.
Picking him up in that fireman's carry position, but Davey Vega fighting out of it. Pushing him into the corner.
Following in, looking for that kick. He's caught, rolled over, and eats a drop kick, sending the back of his head into the bottom turnbuckle. As Aaron Aimz back to his feet, sizing up his opponent and sending himself into a cannonball into the corner. Now across, only to catch that Mafia kick.
There we go, that Fire Thunder driver I was talking about. There's no way he's getting out of that.
And indeed he does not.
Chase Burnett saying he wants Joe Gomez,
The other
Joe Gomez, to stomp feet, poke eyes, and hit dicks.
Except for Johnny Cockstrong.
And Chase Burnett doesn't want any of these wrestlers around ringside starting any chance. That's one of the most fun parts of being at one of these events.
He's upset with his own teammates at this point.
Everybody else in the ring is having a good time. Here we see all 6 men tying up.
Triple Irish whip across, triple duck into the lariat, triple sunset flip attempt.
And a triple full moon by the team of the Cock Kids, for lack of a better team name. Dubleve, though,
Butt's just hanging out.
setting up Cockstrong for a vertical buttplex.
This is not working out so well.
Definitely not working out so well.
And oh, there's a butt. And a butt.
And a butt, a trio of butts. Butt on men action. Only at Beyond Wrestling. Chase Burnett looks like he's going to throw up, and who can blame him? Joe Gomez, not too keen on that smell either.
You have to wonder if the other Joe Gomez ever had to deal with that during his time as a veteran of WCW Saturday Night.
I'm going to err on the side of caution and say absolutely not. No chance in hell.
Well, at least not in the ring. You never know what went on in the locker room.
Not even going to touch that one. Now here's a questionable decision. Johnny Cockstrong, the strongest member of his team, letting arguably the weakest member of his team. You know, I don't mean that to degrade him, but again, with only a handful of matches under his belt, what can Robbie Kidd get done? But at least he's got the good sense of mind to make sure to get the wrestlers behind him.
And upset Chase Burnett.
Upset Chase Burnett. I like that, huh?
I think that's got T-shirt written all over it. Denver, Colorado, get on that.
I'll see what I can do. I'll send it up the river to the execs at Beyond Wrestling.
Chase Burnett looking for the Irish whip.
And Robbie Roberts with definitely an unusual arm drag takedown. He doesn't quite yet have that technique down. Still effective in taking his opponent down at least twice.
Robbie Kidd kicking off. And then arm drag, that one looked pretty good.
Able
Kid credit.
Hey man, maybe it's ugly, but it's certainly effective. And now taking that hold.
That's the question. What happened to referee Tony Modic at this point? We've
You
seen
know-
him all night, and nowhere to be seen in this
Okay,
match.
Tony Modic. Great job in 6 matches. Let's give him a 7th inning stretch. Fair? Talk about getting stretched.
Chase Burnett with that springboard drop kick into the ring.
And Donnie Kid there to break it up for his brother and tag team partner.
Robbie, though, getting pulled back to his feet. And not in a good place, snap Marion into the corner. And a slap right to Cockstrong's face. Baiting him in.
Now see, Tony Modic would never get tricked by a technique like this. And Chase Burnett,
Looking for a little illegal double team. And
but
instead,
Joe Gomez going in for the pin. Only gets a 1 count.
the other Joe Gomez dropping down into the pinfall combination.
I'll tell you what, this Joe Gomez, I think he might be in the wrong industry. He does not have a mean bone in his body, but that doesn't mean he can't get it done in the ring.
I'll tell you who does have a mean bone in his body. Whoever told him that was a good idea for his tights.
You know who else?
They're hideous.
You know who else has a mean bone? Johnny Cockstrong. Joe Gomez now goading Cockstrong into a test of strength. You know, in his match with Steve West, we saw that turn into a test of cock. The wrestlers are on ringside agreeing, though, we need a test of strength. And the wrestlers are bringing the chance back.
And again, causing an upset Burnett.
Well, distracting Johnny Cockstrong, but Joe Gomez would never take advantage of that situation. He's too lovable.
Apparently, a dance-off between the other Joe Gomez and Johnny Cockstrong. A little...
How could you not? How could you not?
What?
How could you?
A little separation and an ace crusher. I think. No idea what just happened. Then we're about 6 feet apart, but somehow the other Joe Gomez managed to get the strikes in.
I'm flabbergasted. I'm not even sure what I just saw. I know I just saw a clothesline. I know I saw Johnny Cockstrong kick out. But before that, I'm not entirely sure what I had just seen.
Cockstrong whipping him in, back elbow finding its mark.
And again, the pencil dick finding the mark.
Appeared to be right around the nose and mouth area. His dick in and around his mouth.
I can guarantee Joe Gomez, the other Joe Gomez, is still smiling, though, at least on the inside.
So much on the outside, that forearm shot. I just can't get past those tights. He's got tiger stripes. He's got... I don't know what's going on.
He created enough separation to tag in Dubleve, but that allowed Cockstrong to tag in the biggest man in this match, Donnie Kidd.
Donnie Kidd. Dubleve finding... Donnie Kidd's almost over. Donnie Kidd might be about to go. Oh!
He trips him and follows with a huge elbow. That looked like a veteran move right there from the rookie.
Indeed. I think that was the only thing he could have done. He couldn't have stopped his momentum if he wanted to. Dubleve up with those forearm shots.
Well, Donnie Kidd took too much time. Again, a rookie mistake, but perhaps a veteran mistake? All of the weight coming down, crushing Dubleve. Chase Burnett there.
To roll it over. But then, Robbie Kidd in there. What in the world is going on right now? Triple small package and the reversal. The reversal. The other Joe Gomez has some kind of otherworldly powers.
Cockstrong hiding outside of the ring, where I'm not even sure he's safe from Joe Gomez. The other Joe Gomez.
No, apparently.
Chase Burnett, upset Chase Burnett, dishing out orders.
Looking for a
triple dive, taking down all 3 members of the Cock Kids.
I'll tell you what, the impressive part, the other Joe Gomez actually had to make contact on that one. I thought he just might have had to have dived into the center of the ring. And again, beyond your expectations for this 6-man tag. Unless you're the young lady eating lunch on the couch.
Hey, everybody gets hungry. I'll tell you what, if I wasn't doing commentary for Beyond Wrestling, you better believe I'd be eating right now. And Robbie Kidd, a house of fire! All those strikes connecting right around the jaw of upset Chase Burnett. Oh, but boy, did he ever catch him.
What you get from an upset Chase Burnett.
And what a takedown!
Curve stomp!
Just driving his face, riding his face down to the mat. But he better look out behind him. There's a cock rake from Johnny Cockstrong.
The back rake with the cock. I can't believe you've even got me saying that.
And up and over.
No!
But look at this unique counter.
Catching him, driving him down across the knee. Burnett springboard, looking for the moonsault. He's caught. And another legs release suplex into the corner.
But Joe Gomez looking for a sliced bread. Able to take Cockstrong off his feet.
The other Joe Gomez with that sliced bread. And looking around, he's a little lost. And Dubleve calling for the tag. How the hell is he calling for a tag? Everyone else is just running in wherever they feel, all willy-nilly. Now it's taking Gomez
I think
and Dubleve both.
I think it's going to take 2 men to take the much larger Donnie Kidd off his feet. Are they signaling that they're going to press slam Donnie Kidd? Donnie Kidd does not want anything to do with that.
Now setting up, lifting.
Double noggin knocker. Huge lariat. Not going for the pin, instead turning his focus to the legal man, Dubleve.
Dubleve looking for the lariat, finds himself caught.
And he hits him with the bedtime, that sleeper suplex. Right on Dubleve's dome! That's gonna do it!
Cover 1, 2, and 3. The upset Chase Burnett unable to get in there in time. And the Cock Kids pulling it out.
It isn't too frequently that Faith in Nothing loses. I do not envy the position that the Diamantes are in right now. But you know what? The Diamantes, even though they're well known in the Ohio independent wrestling scene, wrestling for organizations such as Mega Championship Wrestling and Absolute Intense Wrestling, are actually new to this group. You know, a lot of these wrestlers competing in Beyond Wrestling are good friends. They've traveled together and whatnot on the road. But this is a unique opportunity for 2 local independent wrestlers to make an impression in front of essentially what's a group of strangers. I mean, if you can beat Faith in Nothing at Beyond Wrestling, then everybody is going to know who you are.
And I'll tell you what, the tactics always questionable on the Diamantes. Joey the Snake impressing some every time. He's out doing a little more, showing a little more of his game, collar and elbow tie-up. And it's Vincent Nothing in control. But you want to talk about impressive. Luis Diamante, considered by many to be one of the most improved performers, one of the most improved wrestlers in the Northern Ohio area.
And you know what? I honestly think that his skill oftentimes gets overlooked, and that's why this is such a great platform for hopefully Luis Diamante to get the appreciation that he so rightfully deserves.
Indeed, I can't agree with the way he handles himself, with the way he interacts with people. Look at a little different side of Joey the Snake.
Hey man, this is the dance. You know, it's time to pull out the big moves, especially against Faith in Nothing. I'm sure Vincent Nothing wasn't expecting Joey the Snake Diamante to roll out of that, but conversely, I don't think that Joey the Snake was expecting that counter.
He was expecting his arm to just about get ripped off his body by Vincent Nothing's foot.
And again, Vincent Nothing loves to transition from hold to hold.
And a slap to the back of the head. Now just wrenching back. So here, Luis Diamante screaming instructions from outside the ring. Of course, those instructions only understood by his cousin.
Oh, but you know, that's a sound strategy. Speaking another language, they're able to very vocally talk strategy, and Vincent Nothing and Christian Faith have no idea what the strategy is. I mean, it looks right now like the strategy is to get your arm broken, though.
Indeed, Joey the Snake finding his arm wrenched back.
But again, though, there's no secrets to be kept.
Christian Faith getting the tag into that right hand. Finding its mark square in the ribcage, and that forearm finding its mark right across the jaw, followed by that knife edge chop. European uppercut as referee Tony Modig back after that brief break. And the senton just dropping all of his body weight down across Joey the Snake. Cover, hook in the leg, 2. But that's all he's able to get.
Luis Diamante keeps running his mouth. I can't wait to see him step in the ring and back up those words. If he even ever gets the opportunity.
Right now, sound strategy on the part of Faith in Nothing to keep Joey the Snake in there. Joey the Snake, well known with his cousin, traveled with his cousin, has not been in this wrestling game as long as his cousin, and is definitely not the athlete that his cousin is.
You know, we did see some rookies in the last match in the Wild and Crazy Kids, but Joey the Snake, also, like you said, relatively new to the wrestling game, and maybe if he had more experience, he would have been able to avoid getting his face driven through the mat. And now Faith in Nothing, they're just calling Diamante, and they're sick of him running his mouth.
And he finds himself double arm drag over. And again, we've seen this before.
Gotta get those knees to the kidneys. And Faith in Nothing is dominating the Diamantes.
This Diamante may need a little water to clean out his system, because I think he's going to be pissing blood after that one.
Christian Faith giving him enough time to get on his feet. He wants a fair fight.
Had to see Christian Faith sidestepping, and that's exactly what I mean out of Luis Diamante. Look at the speed, the technical aspect. Look at that arm drag. And these people, as you said, these wrestlers not familiar with Luis Diamante are going to see what he's all about.
These two are trading arm drags, and now Christian Faith trying to hook a unique pinning combination. I'm not sure that he can get it. There, he actually does have it hooked. But that allowed enough time for Joey the Snake to come in and break up that pin.
Now, right to the hair, and that's what I mean. He showed us the technical game, he showed us the agility, showed us why we consider him one of the most unheralded up-and-comers in professional wrestling in this area.
Yeah, but he definitely got the better of Christian Faith right there. I mean, flat out, he tricked him. He tried to allow, Christian Faith thought he was going to be running into the ropes, build momentum, perhaps hit another move off, but Luis Diamante grabbed that hair and brought him down. And now Joey the Snake just as effective at keeping Christian Faith down on the mat. And I'll tell you what, our wrestlers will give any bald person a hard time.
Now the tag made the Diamantes using some nice teamwork. And that neck wrench just cranking away and then going right to the eyes through the mask even.
Tony Modic right on top of that. Hey man, all he needed was that one match. He looks totally refreshed and revitalized.
Good thing he didn't have anything to do during that match. Got a nice rest.
Christian Faith though into that back elbow.
And Joey after that blind tag, and there's some tandem maneuver by the Diamantes. Not enough to keep Christian Faith down.
Not enough. But look at the position he's in the ring. He's nowhere near his corner. And, I mean, this is great for somebody, tag team like the Diamantes to be able to keep Christian Faith isolated.
I think we said it when we saw Saint.
That was questionable. That was a questionable move. I think he caught him low on that.
Dead in my tracks, as I was saying. Saint and Fontaine, not a normal tag team. We said it earlier. What kind of impression did they make in winning that matchup over Faith and nothing? Faith up with that forearm shot, followed by that back fist, and a spinning back fist, knee to the midsection, hitting the ropes, that knee to the temple, and a Steven Elyria just about removes Luis Diamante's head.
Christian Faith is all over the place, and he makes that tag to Vincent Nothing, who goes right in for the pin.
Vincent Nothing, almost a dog bite cradle, using that head to force him over. Pulling him up, knee lift to the midsection, forearm shot. And a second one. Did you hear that?
Absolutely did.
Money whipped in. Knee to the midsection. Sends him head over heels.
Oh! Fuck that.
Kick to the sternum.
Joey the Snake making the save. I don't think that Luis Diamante would have been able to get out of that on his own.
Tag once again. Christian Faith being that breather that he needed. The tag in. Both men now.
Kicking in stereo.
And another one, just sending Luis Diamante flat on his back cover. Hook in the leg, 1, 2.
Driving all the wind out of him. Now, Joey the Snake did not connect with that, but Christian Faith had to release the pin in order to, prevent from getting potentially knocked out from that big right fist.
Now Vincent Nothing back in with that knee lift. Diamante back to the corner, elbow, a couple of them, knife edge, chop, elbow. And then
you get to see this unique camera angle only at Beyond Wrestling. Look how close we bring you to the action. Look how hard those strikes and how accurate they're landing. I'm surprised that Diamante even knows where he is right now. Maybe he doesn't. Vincent Nothing just screaming right in his face.
Joey distracting Vincent Nothing, giving his cousin exactly the opening he needs.
Drives him down with that STO. I don't think he's going to be able to go for the pin. He's going to make that tag. You see Vincent Nothing's face. He's wincing in pain. You don't often see that such an obvious sign of weakness out of Vincent Nothing. He's got to be hurting. He's got to be hurting. And let's not forget, Vincent Nothing coming off a huge injury. Only one of his first matches back after he had his pelvis shattered at IWA East Coast by the Necro Butcher.
Indeed. Finally back in action. And let's not forget that not only is it one of his first matches back, he came back earlier than he was supposed to.
Oh, of course, an injury like that. I mean, a broken bone, I would expect somebody to be out for at least a few months. Only 6 weeks. And again, that's how important it is for Vincent Nothing to compete on Beyond Wrestling, and that also says how tough he is.
Luis Diamante, though, dropping down right now. Only able to get the 2 count. And Joey the Snake right back in. It's the Diamantes now. Whipping him in, elevating him, and dropping him. That sidewalk slam assisted.
Great combination right into the pin.
By Luis Diamante.
Faith is right there to break it up. But look, Vincent Nothing reaching out to Faith, trying to get that tag. Joey the Snake, smartest move he could make, driving back into his own corner.
And making the tag to Luis. Keeping him fresh, keeping him switching just like that. Hit a move, hit a strike, do whatever you can, put Vincent Nothing down, then quickly bring your partner back in. Keep a fresh set of legs in there at all times.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're going to continue to wear him down, but they're going to need to create that opening where they can get that big impact move, something that's going to be sufficient enough to put Vincent Nothing away for the 3 count, and also at the same time, they need to strategize a way to make sure that Faith doesn't come in to break up the pin. I mean, there's a lot more strategy involved with tag team wrestling than dare I say singles wrestling. I shouldn't say there's more, but it's an entirely different ball game.
Right now, it's Luis Diamante just right on top of Vincent Nothing.
But both members of the Diamantes are outside of the ring with Vincent Nothing in the ring. He was definitely in a position, or a better position than them, to make the tag. But Diamante knew then. That's why he's keeping on top of him.
Look at that.
Keeping his feet on his face.
Look at that. Luis Diamante baiting Christian Faith in.
Well, Tony Modek doing his job to the best of his ability, but with his back turned, there you see the elbow being driven into the throat.
Joy the Snake making some unique claims from outside the ring. Irish whip countered out by Vincent Nothing, rolling all the way through into that submission, but just like that, look how quickly it took so long to set that submission up. Joey the Snake was in there immediately, right on top of it.
Oh, I mean, you don't want to play around. You don't want to play around when Vincent Nothing's got you into a submission hold. I don't care if you've been wearing down on him for 5 seconds, or 5 minutes, or 5 hours. If he can get you in a hold, that is where he is at his most dangerous.
That's Joey the Snake getting the tag, coming back in. Just like that. Luis was worn down a little, found himself countered, so he brings Joey back in, brings those fresh lungs, those fresh legs.
I mean, if you've never seen the Diamantes before, you can just see by the way that they're going hold for hold with Faith and Nothing. You can obviously understand why me and Wadsworth think they're one of the most underrated tag teams in the independent wrestling scene.
But Diamante getting a little cocky, going a little high risk, and then finds himself set up.
That punch from Christian Faith, the throw from Vincent Nothing. This could be the opportunity that Vincent Nothing needs. And the wrestlers by ringside, they want to see Vincent Nothing make that tag because they want to see the powerhouse, the explosiveness of Christian Faith.
Here's Faith in, the tag made to Joey the Snake Diamante. A couple knife edge chops, putting him flat on his back. A third one. Bringing up, whipping Joey the Snake in. Dropping the head early, but catching the boot, following up with that Aimz.
He just brushed off that kick and unleashed one of his own. And now setting up Joey the Snake. A double press coming down on 2 feet to the midsection.
For nothing. Showing why they're considered one of the best up-and-coming tag teams.
Yeah, but Luis Diamante first going after the weaker opponent. And then that full Nelson slam to Christian Faith, who just brushes it off.
Ducking under. Catching him with Elyria, combining with that big suplex.
What a combination. That's going to do it. And there you have it, Wadsworth. After suffering a loss in front of all of his peers, I don't think that's something that he wants to go through again. I think that's going to light a fire under his ass. That's going to give him added incentive to make sure to come out on top.
We've already seen that out of Faith and Nothing, just how someone of that high of a level, that high of a caliber, that high of a respect rebounds from a loss and what they would do. Well, it's exactly the same situation with a man like Dave Cole.
Of course.
He's absolutely at that same level.
You want to get punked out once in front of your friends? Maybe you're going to let that slide. But twice? I mean, in front of your peers, that's downright embarrassing.
Right now it's blocked. And again, we saw it earlier. His stature. Nothing shows it more than him in there with Dave Cole right now. Dave Cole, not exactly the largest man by any means, but showing off just how much bigger and stronger he is.
But again, like you said, he does not have the size advantage, so he needs to stick what brought him to the dance, and that's that striking game. Dave Cole is, I don't know, got more than a foot on Jonah Block, and probably close to 100 pounds.
It kind of looks like somebody wrestling with their little brother at this point.
I mean, Dave Cole just dominating him, bitch slapping him with the back of his head. But Jonah Block, even though he's getting whipped around, he's getting tossed around like a ragdoll, pardon the cliche, he does not look like he's out of the game. He's still rallying up and looking for that opening.
Finds himself getting slapped in the back of the head.
You've got to think that Jonah Block has a trick up his sleeve, though. This isn't the first time he's been, you know, outsized. Yeah.
Outstrained. It's not even a word, but it is for this situation.
I mean, it's you know, it gets the point across. It still conveys the message. And again, Dave Cole does not have the wrestlers on his side. Somebody who was a victor, somebody who shows that they can get it done in the ring, Jonah Block, was victorious. And that's who the wrestlers around ringside are firmly behind.
Countering out, there we see a schoolboy roll-up, 2.
Interesting hold, too. You see how he wrapped that leg, and by maintaining control of that leg, he was able to score 2 near falls.
Oh, right back. In control.
Jonah better watch out. He's going to get another 5 fingers up against the back of his head. And look at this submission hold.
Cole just when he can, but look at Jonah Block countering out. Block behind, rolling, Cole up one more time, 2.
A unique variation of the crucifix. Jonah's small stature in some instances actually allows him to manipulate his opponent, almost climb around him like he was a jungler. Look at that. He delivered his leg to Dave Cole. Dave Cole thought he was going to counter, and Jonah Block delivered a head drag.
Looking for that palm strike, finds it caught and countered. Look at him drop through, rolling all the way up and over, and that head scissor takedown.
That's an unbelievable counter. Jonah better capitalize right here.
He's looking to...
Oh! Driven face first down onto the apron, the hardest part of the ring. And just body slammed. You gotta be kidding me. He looks completely out of it.
And again, the wrestlers, really Dave Cole lived up to his promise. Go beyond your expectations.
Now we see Steve Shilson and Myke Quest. This is a first-time encounter for these two for sure. Again, Steve Shilson wrestling mostly around Windsor and Detroit, and Myke Quest a mainstay in New Jersey.
Look at Shilson, look at the speed, the agility, look how he uses those ropes.
This kid loves to fly. But if there's anybody that can keep him grounded, it's somebody like Myke Quest. He's not having much luck right now. Taking down 4, 5, 6, 7 times.
On the ringside, it's good to see that Jonah Block is still able to move his limbs.
No kidding.
Shilson looking for the pin, only getting 2.
If I was Myke Quest, I would probably be dizzy as all hell right now from getting spun and thrown around for the better part of 35 seconds. But Steve Shilson, you know, trying to muscle Quest over.
Lights over the top, and abandoning his strategy may not have been too good. That slingshot double stomp.
Quest is all business. Quest is all business. And I'm sorry, fans at home, but that's what Myke Quest thinks of you, and that's what he thinks of Beyond Wrestling.
And look at him snapping off that leg drop. Cover, 1, 2. Dave Cole quickly in to break it up.
And you know, you must be thinking, why would these wrestlers, you know, there's only a handful of them, but they've shown their true colors. They're so disrespectful. What place do they have in Beyond Wrestling? And you know what? Again, it's being able to show up their peers. There's a special type of rush that they get from competing in front of other wrestlers. And even though they may not have the same respect, they may not have that same camaraderie as other wrestlers, they still want to show that they can get it done. And this is such a big platform that they're willing to put their personal biases aside, at least for the time being, to get it done in the ring. Jonah Block there interfering on Myke Quest's behalf. And
I was just snapping down.
Yeah, but he better watch out.
Caught tornado DDT from Jonah Block. Set something with Myke Quest. I think he nailed it right on the head there, Denver, but right now it's a pinfall.
Oh, yeah, because he just got nailed right on the head by Jonah Block.
Unlike Myke Quest, doesn't care about the respect. He's an opportunity to show exactly what he already believes.
And think of it like this. Dave Cole, somebody who competes regularly in New England, also again out here in the Midwest. Somebody like Steve Shilson, who wrestles out in Canada. Somebody like Jonah Block, who also wrestles out in New Jersey. In front of people we've got from Tennessee, New York, You know, we've got wrestlers throughout the entire country. If one of these wrestlers goes back and says, let me tell you something. I saw Myke Quest dominate 3 other men in Beyond Wrestling. Think of what that's going to do for his standing just within the wrestling industry. His bookings are going to increase because people are going to want to see him dominate. Now, obviously, we saw Jonah Block unleashing that oh snap boot to the back of the head. You know, keeping on the offense on Myke Quest. But
strike now. Getting up ahead of steam, hitting both sides before that drop kick finds its mark.
It's for some of these guys, it's about so much more than respect. Again, I hate to harp on the point, but winning really is everything, especially in Beyond Wrestling. I know that we haven't gotten to this yet, but our champion system, we have not crowned our first champion yet, is so unique. It's based entirely on wins and losses, not who you know and where you can go and who's popular and who deserves the title shot, as we've seen in professional wrestling and even in mixed martial arts to an extent. It's not about, hey, I'm the champion, so I'm going to cheat to sneak by with the title. Whoever has the most wins has the most points, and whoever has the most points is going to be the Beyond Wrestling champion. It's such a unique system because when you win, you get a point. When you lose a point. That's how simple it is. And that's to ensure that our champions will be the best competitors within Beyond Wrestling. That could be Dave Cole. That could be Dave Cole right now with that gutbuster getting the pin on Jonah Block, but that's not enough.
Indeed, the unique aspect of that is a champion can lose his title without even being involved in a match.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
Previous of champions losing their titles in a 3-way or a 4-way and not being in the ring, you could be in the crowd watching and lose your title. But right now, Steve Shilson in with a submission on Jonah Block.
Jonah Block struggling. He does not want to give it up. Able to release the hand, but
as we heard the wrestlers at ringside during Dave Cole's submission begging him not to tap.
And again, a unique counter from Jonah Block, able to get Steve Shilson on his back. I don't know if he's conscious though after that kick to the back of the head. And Steve Shilson again looking for perhaps a Northern Light suplex.
Indeed, picking him up and carrying him around.
Now Steve Shilson looks like he might be trying to go for a Phoenix Splash, but Jonah Block gets the foot up and nails Steve Shilson in the face. Talk about having your opponent scouted.
Right to the jaw with that foot.
I'm surprised if he's not going to need dental surgery after that. And you can see the pain and the anguish. He's not able to capitalize on the situation. It's Jonah Block until Myke Quest comes in.
Quest just sending Block out of the ring. Quest is going to indeed try to capitalize and pull Steve Shilson back up to his feet. But look at Dave Cole right in there on Myke Quest. Hold the Irish Whip reversal by Quest.
Following in with a chop, lighting him up, and a huge kick. To meet the mush of Steve Shilson, Dave Cole trying to kick. He gets blocked by Myke Quest, but he's able to push him right down into the turnbuckle, and he's got a kick of his own!
Ducking under Quest's Lariat attempt. Boots in the midsection, setting up.
Might be going for that Tiger Smash.
Oh,
the Tiger
Bomb!
Bomb!
1, 2, and Shilson breaks it up.
Steve Shilson rolling Myke Quest out of the way, clearing a path, and what a flip over the top rope, wiping out Dave Cole. But what damage did he do to himself?
Gee, that tope con hilo, and it looked like he might have caught his knee, caught his leg either on a chair, on the ground awkwardly, either way.
Now you saw Jonah Block getting into the ring, keeping his eyes on his opponents on the outside, but he's going to keep his focus, on Myke Quest, because that's how he's going to get the win. Going for the Brainiator, but Myke Quest has it scouted, putting Jonah Block up on the top turnbuckle. I'll tell you what, Wadsworth, I'm gonna get up to your play-by-play skills because it is so difficult keeping up, especially in matches like this.
Indeed, right now it's Quest with Jonah Block on the top rope, superplex.
But that puts
Shilson right there for the frog splash. But Dave Cole quickly out, breaking it
double stomp.
Cole getting caught with that boot. It looked like he was setting up for a lariat of his own. zone, but instead Myke Quest one step ahead with that boot driving it into Cole's face.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like I said, in Beyond Wrestling, we have not yet established a champion. When one person comes forth and has more points than any other wrestler at the end of one of our events, that person will be the first one crowned champion. And a win tonight for any one of these four men is going to go a long way in becoming the first Beyond Wrestling champion.
West up to his feet, couple shots.
He also likes to use that Cobra Clutch suplex we saw Steve West using earlier in the evening.
Setting it up, countering out, and then finds himself eating a lariat.
And not just the impact of the arm on face, but Jonah's face being driven down to the mat.
Looking for a power bomb, and you can't power bomb him.
He's able to hit the Brain Eater. I think that's going to do it.
Cover 1, 2, but remember we've got 4 competitors. Steve Shilson there to break it up.
I've never seen anybody use a sick pile driver variation like that. And did you see the way that knee came across Jonah Block's head? He's out of it. He's rolling to the floor. He's done. But Steve Shilson better watch behind him because Dave Cole is up to his feet.
Shilson looking for that corkscrew kick, ducking on the Mafia kick.
And Dave Cole catching him. Steve Shilson going for that spear, but Dave Cole drove him down head first with that DDT.
Indeed, Cole caught him. Forearm shots as he pulls Quest to his feet. Quest now with those shots on Cole, ducking the clothesline attempt. Rolled into the corner.
He likes to use that chaos theory. It looks like
for the chaos theory, but Quest managed to counter it out, managed to drop his weight back.
He was able to counter, but it looks like he might have strained his neck. I think that Tony Monick needs to get in on that right now and check on Quest. He might have a severe injury. You know, I mean, anytime you step in the ring, you never know what's going to happen. And while trying to prevent being thrown on his neck, Quest may have inadvertently hurt himself. Dave Cole, though, ever the opportunist, putting Quest in the corner.
Nice chop. Cole now coming hard across, nobody home. And then into Gary, they'll find somebody home, and it's the back of Dave Cole's head.
Oh, he's in a bad spot right now, hung up in these ropes. We know that Quest likes to hit a double stomp from this position.
The double stomp just driving Cole down.
But there you see it, the high five, palm strike. And Shilson just
Block pulling it out after all of the abuse, after the absolute devastation he took at the hands of Dave Cole and everyone else in this matchup. But wrestlers just will not let up about it.
Yeah, but you know what? His hairstyle has nothing to do. It has no effect whatsoever on what Jefferson Saint can do in the ring. And again, the bald and no belly button, that is what you are in Half Chance. He's being unleashed.
Well, he's less than happy. He's getting on the outside. He seems to have forgotten that he's not teaming with Marion Fontaine in this matchup.
It's one thing when you get in the face of a fan by ringside, but what are you going to do? Step it to 20 wrestlers? And now Corvis just mocking him, holding open the ropes for Jefferson Saint. Jefferson Saint telling Tony Monick to step in there and back him up. And let me just say, what a splendid job Tony Monick has done.
With the exception of that one match.
With the exception of that one match, but hey, he needed a break.
Disappearing for a match, just not doing anything for an entire match. It's a man of mystery, that Tony Monick.
Well, these two tying up right now, Corvis Fear. You want to talk about Christian Faith being a well-rounded wrestler? Corvis Fear can do it all. Technical holds.
It's
dangerous
right
throws.
Here.
He's quick. And look at the way he's just leading Jefferson Saint around the ring, but with his wrist. You don't see that hold too often. Do you see the angle that his wrist was bent back, almost touching his own arm with his knuckles?
Jefferson Saint none too appreciative of how Corvis Fear was treating him early on. And Corvis Fear getting some help and leading a clap by referee Tony Monick. Now collar and elbow tie-up, and it's Jefferson Saint taking that hammerlock, switching over to that side headlock. Now transitioning all the way through into another hammerlock. Now using the head, spinning around for a knife-edge chop on Corvis Fear.
Jefferson Saint is really a student of the game. This guy has gone back from the 50s, from the 60s, from the 70s. He has watched all of the classic wrestlers, and he has been able to pick up and teach himself some of these techniques. Now Corvis Fear sending Jefferson Sane off the ropes.
Ducking the back elbow.
Back and forth 4 or 5 times now.
Looking for the hip toss countered out. That shot to the midsection.
Now Jefferson Sane, he looks a little gassed. He doesn't look like he can capitalize. And Corvis Fear sending him off the ropes again. I have to wonder, is this a strategy on Jefferson Sane's part? I mean, I can't imagine that he's actually out of breath at that point.
I don't know.
Oh, there you see, goading him in and slapping him across the chest with that open hand chop.
I don't know if he was playing possum. He kind of looks like he's winded, though. Again.
Well, Corvis Fear is going to try and take the advantage, and he fell. He played right into that trap a second time.
It appears to have taken quite a bit out of Jefferson Sane.
I'm not convinced. I think it's sneaky tactics.
Just look at him. He's exhausted. And see, Corvis Fear 1 step ahead, but Jefferson Sane 2 steps ahead.
Very interesting.
I'll tell you who, this Jefferson Sane, wow! He just about broke Corvis Fear's jaw is what he did.
And chopping him up and bringing him down on the knee. What a unique hold. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. Again, like I said, Jefferson State knows wrestling in and out. He knows the mechanics of the equipment that he's working with, the wrestling ring. He knows how to strike. And just the way that he chopped Corvis Fear up into the ropes and the ropes sending him right back down face first into the knee. It's a hell of a combination.
I'll tell you, this Jefferson Sane kind of reminds me, kind of shades of Arn Anderson.
Absolutely. I think that's a fair comparison to draw.
I meant more from the physical aspect.
Oh.
Rolling through, but again, that strategy, it's not a bad comparison to make. The Arn Andersons, the Tully Blanchards, obviously having studied his early to mid 80s.
I mean,
Southern wrestling.
You can't overlook the Ric Flairs either. I mean, look at the bevy of chops that Jefferson Satan hasn't loaded thus far in the match, but he walked right into that elbow.
And walked right into that boot to follow it up. Corvis Fear on that second rope.
Might be going for a tornado DDT. We've already seen that a few times tonight. From other wrestlers and other matches.
Saying apparently has seen enough of it. That right hand again.
Right to the temple. He could have knocked him out.
Talk about the power of the punch. His knuckles just bounced off Corvis Fear's temple.
I think what Jefferson Saint does better than any other wrestler on the roster, the Beyond Wrestling roster, is pick his spots. He's so methodical. He allows himself enough time to recover, but he knows the exact time when his opponent has their guard down to come in with one of those strikes. And look, right now, coming off the ropes,
dropping that knee.
He took the time to position himself perfectly so that he could use that knee drop to all of its effectiveness. And the same with the fist drop now, too.
This drop, shades of Ted DiBiase. Again, going back to that Mid-South wrestling, to your old NWA, to your Georgia wrestling. You said it. He's a fan of the game. He's a student of the game. Shades of the late Kurt Hennig with that rolling neck snap.
He's taken the best attributes of some of the greatest professional wrestlers, and he's created one of the most sound strategies in the independent wrestling scene today.
That chop across the back. See, even when he's taking a break, even when he's figuring out his next move.
Look at that, chopping away at the leg again, probably getting ready to set up for that figure 4 variation where he puts his opponent in the figure 4, but that's not it. He likes to grab the arms, and he's stretching the legs, he's stretching the upper body.
Again, that right hand. Just a style that you don't see many utilize, but it's so smart, so methodical, as you said, Denver.
Jefferson Saint may not be much to look at, but
after that elbow and that one, he's definitely not going to be much to look at.
What a series of unique. He countered that kick, able to come in with the elbow, driving in with the face buster, now coming in with the super kick. I mean, we've been talking so much about Jefferson Saint here. We cannot overlook the acumen of Corvis Fear.
Corvis Fear. Look at that shot of Jefferson Saint. Great job by our cameraman. His eyes were just about rolling into the back of his skull.
Corvis Fear. I'm not even sure if I can put it into words to truly describe the way that he can move around the wrestling ring. If Jefferson Saint has studied all of the classics, if he knows the past of wrestling, then Corvis Fear is a perfect example of the future. Instead of going to the holds that his opponent may know and may have scouted and may have already had happen to them, you're going to see things out of Corvis Fear that you've never seen before and will probably never see again because it's impossible for his opponents to plan for. Right there, an inverted flipping senton splash. You don't see that every day, but driving down all of his weight with that extra force from that flip. Not enough to keep Saint down, though.
Indeed, the hook of the leg, only a 2 count. Corvis Fear, just unique, as you said. It obviously wasn't working to try to keep your standard strategy. Jefferson Saint showed just how good he is at that.
Yeah, he just showed how good he is, too, by creating separation, poking him in the eye. And right as Corvis Fear moved his hand away from his eye, right as it looked like Corvis Fear was about to take advantage, Jefferson Saint lays in with the strike. And what a big drop kick, huh, from Corvis Fear?
Elevation by Corvis Fear to drive his boots into Jefferson Saint's head, now floating over cover. 2.
Jefferson Saint manages to kick out. It's going to take more than that to keep him down for the 3 count.
Getting that right shoulder off the mat. We talked about earlier with Luis Diamante, a guy who doesn't get the respect, who isn't that well known, who may not be known by everybody in the room. I think the exact same can be said of Jefferson Saint.
Absolutely true, but he's going to be careful because Corvis Fear was going for that Joker driver. Jefferson Saint able to hold on to the rope, see, and now he had that scouted too. Again, one of Corvis Fear's signature moves didn't work, so now Corvis Fear might be trying something new.
There is where the comparison, Arn Anderson, all joking aside, comes in. That spine buster, just planting him, but only able to get 2. Jefferson Saint is going a long way here at Beyond Wrestling to earning himself some respect. We didn't give him a chance against Faith in Nothing. He and Marion Fontaine pulled out the victory. Many would not give him a shot against Corvis Fear, but not only is he holding his own, he is just about dominating Corvis Fear in this matchup, Denver.
And again, look, with every strike, he's so deliberate. He's been throwing punches. Corvis could have been expecting a punch right there, so he comes through with the strike to the throat. And see what he's going to do here? He's going to stand back up. He's going to evaluate the situation, okay? And what did he evaluate? Now is my time to get the pin! But have you ever seen a counter like that? Right out of the pinfall into a face buster.
Corvis Fear kicking out is not enough.
And now, with his opponent, obviously Jefferson Saint can't see behind his back. What a unique crossbody hanging him up on the ropes. Jefferson Saint, I think he would be down if it wasn't for the ropes holding him up right there. And Corvis Fear taking a sip of water under these hot lights.
And look at that being kicked off into the wrestlers at ringside.
Now Jefferson Saint, we know that he likes to do that baseball slide chop.
Indeed,
and
there
able
it
to hit
is.
it, sending Corvis Fear all the way down to the ground. Look at that smug look. He knows that he's firmly in control right now. And he's going to continue to take his time and be as deliberate as he wants.
And it's Saint now, indeed, being very deliberate. Pulling Corvis Fear off that knife-edge chop, sending him back into the ring. Corvis Fear is down and in a bad way, 2, but he gets that shoulder off the mat.
Yeah, that wasn't enough. Jefferson Saint really should have hooked the leg there. But I wouldn't be surprised if he had something else in mind, and that's why he didn't do it. He's not a lazy wrestler. He's not a stupid wrestler.
That forearm to the back, and it appears he might be letting some of these ringside competitors get the best of him.
Slingshot suplex driving him right down to the mat.
Now floating, he may have given a little bit too much distance, took too long to get over there and make the cover, and indeed only a 2 count. Corvis Fear managing to kick out yet again.
Now Corvis Fear, again, trying to rally the wrestlers behind him, hoping for that second rush of adrenaline, trying to feed off of this live crowd.
And indeed, getting the respect of his peers.
But Jefferson Saint now chopping away at the arm. We've already seen him go after the legs. We've obviously seen him go after the chest. And now he's trying to take apart the arms. I mean, that's a sound strategy, attacking every single part of your opponent. And now these Olay chants transforming into a "you're gay" chant. This is what the wrestlers think of Jefferson Saint.
And Jefferson Saint showing him just how much or how little it's getting to him.
Well, that's a message sent out to all of the wrestlers. What a unique counter. Oh, and a counter to the counter, driving him down, spiking him on his head. Corvis Fear trying to go for that head scissor, and he might be going to the hospital after this.
But he gets that shoulder up again. Corvis Fear staying in this matchup. Jefferson Saint's going to have to step outside his comfort zone, I think, if he wants to finish Corvis Fear off.
Well, and that might be Jefferson Saint's biggest weakness, is that he knows the moves that he's going to rely on because they're the classic moves of wrestling. So if Jefferson Saint has to go out of his box, you know, other than that unique figure 4 submission, what does he have? I don't know if he has unique adaptation on a classic.
Corvis Fear looking for the...
Well, he blocked that low blow.
And he finds Jefferson Saint dropped on the back of his head.
Yeah, but he's going to capitalize on this situation. He's been on the better part of a Jefferson Saint beating for the last 10 minutes. I don't know what he's going to be able to do to be able to get on top. It looked like he was going over to get the pin, but Jefferson Saint is going to be back to his feet before Corvis Fear.
Both men back up as it's up to
Going
7.
head to head.
And a knife edge chop. We've seen Saint deal so many of those. He catches one from Fear and returns with one of his own.
I don't know if that Corvis Fear wants to go chop for chop with Jefferson Saint.
These two, listen to that. Just listen to those chops bouncing off each other's chest, ducking the chop attempt.
Again, going for that Joker driver, and he connects with
hits it.
Spiking Jefferson Saint right down on his head. But is he taking too long to capitalize on it?
Crawling, draping that arm across, and indeed, the shoulder up.
And just how it works for Corvis Fear to have the wrestlers rally behind him. When these wrestlers get so involved in a match in the spirit of competition, banging on the ring apron, that's something that's going to work to Jefferson Saint's advantage too. These guys at this point, they don't want to just see Corvis Fear win because he's the favorite. They want to continue to see this match go because of the spirit of competition.
And look at that! You want to talk about unique? Corvis Fear just using those arms, pulling Jefferson Saint into his knee, and then just driving him away with his boot.
I mean, with both of those arms trapped, there's no way he would have been able to block that.
And Saint draping the foot across the bottom rope to get out. One. And that time he gets the shoulder up. Look at the exhaustion on both these men's faces.
If you're Corvis Fear, you have to make the most of this next move because this could be his final chance. Again, going for that Joker driver, perhaps an Ace Crusher variation.
Countered out, and look at that sweep of the leg. We said Jefferson Saint's going to have to pull something unique out, and there it is.
A variation of the curb stomp, driving his opponent face first down to the mat. Now he's trying to shoot the half Nelson and going for the pin, but he does not have his body weight effectively distributed across the shoulders of Corvis Fear.
Only 2, and he's still in disbelief as Jefferson Saint.
And I mean, these wrestlers in attendance, they're quiet because they're awestruck right now. They know the level of competition that they're seeing. And you know, if I'm one of the wrestlers watching this, and I'm seeing, hey, I'm lucky I'm not there in with one of these guys right now, because if I was, what would I be able to do to counter this?
Now, watching this, you can't.
Jefferson Saint evaluating the situation. Looks like he's channeling the great Mudabut. He's not known for a shining wizard, but look at that, a shining stomp to the leg! And that's going to set up perfectly for his figure 4 variation. He's got the legs locked in. Can he get the arms?
He's got
crossing
the arms, crossing them.
Pressure on every part of the body. Corvis Fear has no choice but to give it up. And look at Jefferson Saint getting right in his face.
And Jefferson Saint, 2 for 2 in pulling the upset off.